Hello, this is Russ Payton with Roleplay Public Radio. We're playing Delta Green, Operation Barley Respite, a Patreon game for Patreon backers. In this mission, we have 3 agents who have been assembled in Chicago for a briefing room for their handler, Agent METRANO, we'll give them a briefing in a bit, but I'll let the players introduce their agents first. So first off, we have, I'll be going from my left to right on the little player things at the bottom. Jack, who is playing
Agent Fisher. He's a very disgruntled Navy SEAL machine gunner. He's got that South Boston charm.
Okay.
And he's basically looking for an excuse to punch out Mythos horrors.
All right. Well, that's great. Yeah, no, you do have a, what was it, a Mark 48 machine gun?
Yeah.
And that's totally fine. It's super illegal, so don't get caught with it.
Okay.
And any bullets that it fires should not be put in a body that is later found by authorities.
You got it.
Next up, we have Jeff, who is playing.
I'm playing Roy Ramirez, formerly of the 1st Special Forces Group and Coral Nomad. After recovering from several bullet wounds, he has opted for a more investigative approach.
All right. Very good. And then finally, we have Kyla, who is playing
Lindy Ann Parker, a.k.a. Agent Finch, with the U.S. State Department Bureau of Diplomatic Security, who's here mostly to make sure these two don't tick off the locals.
Good luck with that.
This operation at least begins in the continental United States. And you all have Delta Green security clearance, but this is a very top secret program. Do not do anything to jeopardize secrecy. That includes getting yourselves caught by the police while on a mission. So you have sanctioned to do whatever you can get away with, essentially. But if you get caught, you might be released early or something like that, but it's not going to end well for you. Agent METRANO, a middle-aged man who looks very harried and tired, brings you into a secure conference room and begins his briefing. Is very short and to the point. 2 Delta Green friendlies with Delta Green clearance. Dr. Robyn Mendez and Dr. Lorena Brooks contacted their handler shortly before missing. Their handler, we'll just say for expediency, was Agent METRANO. They basically said that they'd been both approached by a person who offered them a job to work in exotic biotech. This person seemed to have knowledge. This recruiter seemed to have knowledge of some of their previous Delta Green work, which was very mystifying. But they apparently also had a lot of connections and contacts with the defense industry. So a call was made by Delta Green to say meet them in public and find out who they are. A short cursory investigation reveals that this recruiter is connected to Hayes Lockwood, and we'll get into him in a little bit. But of course, both Dr. Mendez and Dr. Brooks have gone to their meetings and then disappeared, or they have not been heard of since. And that was 2 days ago. During that time that they were missing, an investigation into Dr. Mendez and Dr. Brooks revealed that they had a colleague that they worked with, a Tim Cohen, who has been missing for 2 weeks now. He is, and it is possible that it is believed that that was not a coincidence. It is believed that they've been kidnapped by a hostile force because they had explicit orders to make contact with Delta Green, regardless of how the meeting went. So you must be found and returned alive if possible. So they both, Agent METRANO gives you a copy of the email that they received. It's nearly identical. It says, would you like to work? We know of your experience in exotic biotech. Hayes Lockwood is putting together a new company to break into the cutting edge of biotechnology. We think your expertise would be invaluable. We're willing to pay you $2,000 just for a meeting in public to discuss this. we are very confident that you would be interested in this, in our offer, if you have this meeting. And so there's short email chains. Hayes Lockwood is a millionaire investor who owns parts of many companies connected to the defense industry, and alternative medicine. He is a big into health, supplements, herbal supplements, colloidal silver, that kind of thing. And so that's the initial briefing. You have keys. Agent METRANO has copies of the house keys of all 3 missing friendlies. Let's see here. Dr. Mendez lives in Dallas, Texas. Dr. Brooks lives in Arlington, Virginia, just outside of DC. And Tim Cohen owns a house in San Francisco, where his business, an antique dealing, he sells antiques. That his business is located there in the same building. So that's the initial briefing. I'll just let's see. I'll just go from left to right again. Agent. Ooh, sorry. Remember names. Agent Fisher. Do you have any questions?
I do not.
All right. Agent. Let's see here. Ramirez. Do you have any questions?
If everyone else gets code names, I'll take one too.
Okay. Well, we're using F's apparently. So
Agent Felix.
Felix. All right. All right. So Agent Felix, do you have any questions?
Yes. Do we, in the email chains, does it show where the meeting places were set? Like you said, what cities the principals were located in, but do we actually have the time and place?
We only have the emails that were forwarded to us. You have to break into their email accounts in order to do that. i.e., make a computer check, or go to their houses and hope that their passwords or computers are still there, so you can use.
To someone else. All right. So.
So do you have computers?
I'm not hacking the Gibson.
Okay. Well, Agent. Finally, Agent Finch. Do you have any questions?
Do they have any known enemies? Anybody who would want to hurt them?
We have another team investigating how Hayes Lockwood apparently got this information. All 3 of our friendlies worked on the same project, codename Clearance Cookbook. They are looking into the details of their work on Cookbook to determine if they if they gained any enemies. So far, it appears not that Cookbook was not a field operation per se. Rather, it was related to, I guess you can call it decommissioning old projects from a previous agency.
I see.
So no known enemies right now. If I find others, I will let you know.
All right. Can you? These were in public places, right? Maybe we have. I don't know.
We don't know where the meetings were. You have to break into their email accounts or their credit card records or something. You have resources here. So here, actually at the secure conference room, you have access to government databases. You can use bureaucracy or criminology to figure out where the meetings may have been. Do you have any investigative skills?
I do.
Okay. Which one do you want to use? Computer science would break into their email accounts, probably be the most direct. Bureaucracy would trace their credit card records. Criminology would be tracing their steps more, through a combination of things.
Criminology is my highest, 70. I'll go with that.
All right. Well, you don't make a lot of headway. It appears they. You look into Hayes Lockwood, he has holdings in the Midwest. So you're guessing that they were all directed to someplace in the Midwest. But i.e. you failed your skill roll. So with an 85. So you can narrow down to maybe Kansas or Missouri. Because that's where the majority of his real estate holdings are, and you would obviously want to You're guessing his thing would to meet them in public, and then at the meeting somehow convince them to go to a building or a place that he owns, so he could then grab them or coerce them into going to him to wherever he's holding them now. So you're guessing that's how the procedure would go, but he has multiple holdings in Missouri and Kansas. So you're guessing probably the easiest place would be somewhere near one of the major airports. So narrowing it down, Kansas City or St. Louis, you're looking at. So, but that's what you get for a couple hours of work. So we'll go back to so Agent Finch starts doing research on that. Agent Fisher, what are you going to be looking at?
I'll be honest, I do not have many investigative skills.
Okay.
So
I'll be pretty generous here. What skills are you high at?
It's all very military centric. It's alertness, athletics, firearms.
Okay. Do you have HUMINT or SIGINT?
I do not have HUMINT or SIGINT.
Okay. Do you have military science?
I do, 60%.
All right. Unfortunately, I'm not rolling really well. You've heard of Cookbook before. That's related to something that's actually connected to Delta Green in the past. You could try and press Metrano for more information, but calling around some of your own contacts, you don't get any leads. So that's what you spend the first hour or two doing. Catching Agent Felix, newly christened. Yeah. What are you going to do in this first round?
Tim Cohen ran an antique shop in San Francisco.
Yes, Prospero's Wonders.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
with a bit of a shudder, Agent Felix picks up the phone and calls Prospero's Wonders to see if anyone's running the shop while Tim's away.
Nope. You get a pre-recorded message. This is Tim Cohen. I'm out on a shopping trip. If you have this number, please give me some time to restock the shop with the greatest wonders of the world. So
okay, and then I imagine that doesn't take more than a minute or two. Does Tim Cohen have in the limited dossier we have? Does he have any contacts, next of kin, anything like that?
He does have a he has a sister. Yeah,
he's got a sister.
Yeah.
All right.
He's also divorced.
The sister seems more likely to still be talking to him. All right, I'm going to call his sister.
Okay. Let's say Laura Cohen. Okay. Says hello.
Hi, Laura. My name's Roger. I'm looking for Tim. He's been away from the store for the last few days. We've been out of touch for a while, so I don't have his current cell phone number. Have you heard from him?
Oh, well, I doubt he's anywhere in cell phone range. I mean, I can give you a satellite phone. Maybe that'll work, but I don't know if that, even he's really cheap about those phones. He doesn't, and a part of it, I think, is personal. He doesn't like being bothered when he's on a hunt, for something.
Oh, or he could be
going, yeah, I hope he's not going to Antarctica again. He got really creeped out the last time he went there.
That was quite the trip, actually, from what I heard.
Yeah. Anyway, do you have Persuade?
I do.
All right. What's your Persuade at?
Persuade at... Sorry, just give me a second. Persuade's at 80.
All right. Hey, that was a success.
Felix is a lying liar who lies.
All right. Well, you're very good at the lying. And you get a satellite phone number.
Okay.
What else did you want?
Anything she knows about his recent whereabouts or like recent exciting things. I'll sort of fish a bit.
Oh, he's doing quite well. Ever since he got he's doing a lot better since he finished his therapy. That sabbatical was really important for him. That taking time for himself. Because that consulting job was just so stressful on him. And he won't even talk about it. It was a very tight NDA. But he's doing a lot better now. And he's even told me he's never going back to Antarctica or any place like that.
Very nice. Did he go back to Dr. Caslow?
You know what? He doesn't. She gives you the name of the therapy center he went to. So yeah, if you're it's pretty pricey, but it's well worth it.
So I imagine it probably was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and with that, that's probably about all my time, I would think.
Yeah, it's a whining conversation. All right, so you've all been working for about hour, 2 hours, hour and a half, we'll just say. You can keep doing legwork. You have 3 leads right now. The houses, the homes of the 3 missing friendlies. And well, you and Lockwood has multiple holdings in Kansas and Missouri, so you can't really. It would be very time consuming to check all of them.
Can't really narrow it down just from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could just start randomly tossing places, but that probably won't work out well for us.
Yeah. Would also give him, if he gets, you're afraid also for if anyone with criminology knows if Lockwood gets wind that someone's looking into him, he might kill the friendlies and hide their bodies, shut the operation down, whatever he's doing, or whatever he needs them for. So
he'll be in the wind.
Yep.
Yeah, we need to be quiet right up until the moment, kind of thing. So.
Yep. So what do you? So again, I'll just go from. Actually, I'll go from right to left. Kyla, I'm sorry, Agent Finch. Or you guys, if you guys have a plan, you can. What do you want to do? You can talk amongst yourselves, or do more work.
I think maybe we should.
Yep.
Well, maybe we should start with your lead.
Cohen?
Start with the therapist or the satellite phone.
I'm thinking the satellite phone.
Want to go and toss his shop?
Do any of you have SIGINT?
I don't.
Sadly, I do not.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. Do any of you have computer?
I don't.
Okay.
50.
If 50 is, do you want to give it a shot? You can try and hack. Well, if you want to just spend the next couple hours hacking things, you could hack the phone and try to get all 3 of their email accounts.
Yeah, why not? Hack the world.
All right. Which do you want to try first?
The email?
Email. Which one? Cohen, Mendez, or Brooks?
Cohen.
Cohen. All right. All right. That's a success. You get into his email account. He got a very similar email recruit from over. He hasn't logged in about 2 weeks, and one of the last emails he received was a message from Lockwood asking if he'd like to do some work on curating an exhibit from Antarctica, and says if you're interested and you want to get enough money to retire, one last job and you're done. Come see me in St. Louis. And he agrees to. And then he books a flight to St. Louis. And that's pretty much. And then the rest of the emails are, emails from other people, wanting to see him in. So he hasn't logged in 2 weeks. He went to St. Louis. And that's as far as you get with his email, because obviously the actually no actually you do get a lead. He agreed to meet him at Smoking Bob's, a restaurant in St. Louis. That was exchanged in the email. It's near the airport in St. Louis.
That'd be a good place to grab somebody.
Yeah. Well, it's a public restaurant. I mean, you can pull up Google and look at its interior from, Google Maps and whatnot. I mean, it would be a bad place to grab somebody because, it's a public restaurant. It would be a good place to meet someone and then convince them to go with you somewhere else.
Yes, and it's conveniently located right near the airport.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you could take him to the airport, or they could leave from the airport, go straight to Smoking Bob's from an Uber or a taxi, and then take them wherever you want. Or the main thing is to lower their guard and convince them to go with you to another place. is your thinking is how this played out. They wouldn't make so probably Lockwood himself showed up to sell Cohen on something and convince Cohen to go with him to some private location, and that's where he got grabbed. That's the most likely scenario. Or he might have just, maybe a goon showed up and had a gun hidden in a newspaper and told him to get in the car, So, but this happened 2 weeks ago. So that's your first email account. What do you want to look into next? The sat phone or one of the other emails?
The sat phone?
All right. Oops. That's also a success. Sat phone. Last known signal was in St. Louis. You triangulate it to not near Smoking Bob's, but somewhere near the city core. You can't narrow it down there. But do any of you have bureaucracy?
I do not. I suspect Agent Finch probably does.
Kyla?
Bureaucracy 40.
All right. Well, he's got some building. Well, you lose track. You get the sense he might actually have. You know of 2 buildings that he has in St. Louis, but those are both like an apartment building that's fully rented out, and a strip mall, that's fully rented out or half rented out. You get a sense, though, that he has some shell companies and subsidiaries that he uses to hide his involvement with, and you're not able to pierce those easily. So you're going to have to do something else to get into those to figure out where he would have taken Cohen or asked Cohen to go with him. So you kind of dead in there, but you do get some information in that Cohen that Lockwood has, shell companies and this whole hiding assets and shit. So, let's see here. Agent, I guess Fisher, are you going to be doing anything while they're planning this?
For now, I think I'll just be following along
Okay.
because I'm shit at investigating and I know it.
Okay.
So
don't worry. This scenario will have both investigation and not investigation.
All right.
I don't want to spoil it though.
Investigation and screaming.
I don't
Panicked screaming.
Yeah. Well, those are your words, not mine. But anyways, your military science was what, 60?
Yep.
Let's see. Do any of your bonds have any? What are your bonds?
Just one with Karen, my ex-wife. That's at 3.
Okay, that's at 3. Wow.
South Boston. You can't help but be abrasive. Okay.
All right. Nice. All right. So you're a terrible person. That's fine. You're kind of. I was gonna let you burn off some bonds to get actually, yeah. Do you want to spend a point off your bond? You do that, I'll give you another military science check to remember something about cookbook.
Sure.
All right. 57 out of 60. You do so. Your bond is not 2. And
Okay.
What you remember about you actually, about 10, 12 years ago, or at some point, there was a shift or a change of leadership in Delta Green. You're obviously not given the details on it, but at one point, you do remember the stuff about, like, there's a lot of stuff about researching biotech stuff from exotic sources. And you remember a guy that you worked with, another operator type, who was telling you about how he got juiced from the cookbook, and he used that specific word, and that he could, he was stronger and faster and than he could ever imagine. And that guy was a monster. He just seemed to. You remember him being shot in the leg once, and not even like not even that he didn't even show any pain from it. It's that it didn't impair his walking or running. Like he was literally running on a leg with a pretty decent bullet hole in it. Your impression is that the cookbook, if they decommissioned it, it's something about this biotech shit that and you get a lead from that. You do know, actually, yeah, that Marine, you actually know that he is in a let's say he is retired, but you could try and you can find him if you want to. We'll say he is in the Chicago area, so you could go out and talk to him if you wanted to.
All right. So I beat feet over to Chicago, knock on his door, say, "Hey, buddy, it's me, Colson. I remember that one time you got shot in the leg, and
all right. What's his name, by the way? Give me a name for this guy.
Blackburn.
Blackburn. All right, Sergeant Blackburn. So Sergeant Blackburn opens the door. That leg that it had been shot is withered and desiccated. The rest of him's not doing much better. He has a cane. He kind of looks at you with dead eyes and says, "What do you want?"
I just want to talk, man.
All right. You ain't got nothing to lose at this point. That's all you're here for?
Yeah. I was hoping to talk to you about that cookbook you were talking about some years back.
I mean, you're not here to tie up loose ends?
Nope. No loose ends here.
Oh, there's tons of loose ends. This whole world's a loose end. It's going to get tied off sooner or later. So it doesn't matter. Yeah.
That's ominous.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you want to know? Sure, I'm happy to tell you. What do you want to know?
All right. Well, tell me more about this cookbook. Tell me everything you know.
Well, I don't know much. I know the eggheads, they got, I don't know what they were using, but it ain't like, I mean, you see the Lance Armstrongs and the NFL types, and they're getting the Russians all getting juiced up for, performance enhancing drugs and whatnot. But, those programs are all based on science, like science that people can observe and understand. Our eggheads, I don't know what they found, but they found something else. And they put it in us. And it does wonders. We weren't even really the reason for it not having super soldiers. That wasn't it. They didn't want fucking Captain America. The eggheads were only doing the work that the suits wanted, and the suits wanted something to make them live forever, never get sick. I could figure that much out. They were watching us because they wanted to see that it would work on them. And it didn't. No, I mean, it did for a while, but not. He kind of gestures down to himself.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah. So, you're not here. You're just here to talk.
I am just here to talk. I'm here on a...
Fucking figures they'd even forget about me. I don't even get a dramatic exit.
Oh, come on.
Anyway. So, yeah, if anything related to the cookbook, it's usually some rich fucker trying to, live forever. And it never ends well.
All right. So, these suits, you ever meet any of them in person?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Geeks talk. You overhear things. Sometimes an officer comes over, talks to you. You see him talking to people, but that's about it. It's all through the implication.
All right. I get you. I feel you.
A lot of those people, though, they're still around. They're in the private sector now. Who knows who they're talking to? Who knows what happened to the cookbook? What happened to all those research findings? All those drugs? Where do they get the stuff to make the drugs from? I don't know. So, anyways, that's kind of the gist of what you get. What's your SAN?
My SAN is 18, actually. No, my SAN is SAN right now is 90.
Okay. Actually, your SAN should be lower than that because you would lose a breaking point from being adapted to violence, I think. I'm not sure though.
Oh yeah,
Adapted POW goes down, SAN drops by 5, but you don't adjust. So like his POW would be 15.
Okay.
But his sanity should be, I think, 85.
85. Okay.
When you're adapted, for some reason, your SAN can still be above your POW, it looks like.
Okay.
That might be.
All right. Well, you made your SAN check regardless. That was for helpfulness, by the way, because you realize that there, but for the grace of God goes you. You could have been signed up for that program. So that's, an uncomfortable reminder of what, this kind of world does to people. Spits them up and chews them out. So everything. So anyways, while he's been having a lovely conversation, let's see, you guys, Agent Finch, you can finish up hacking the emails.
Yep, I'm going to wrap them up.
And you get Dr. Brooks email. You don't get Dr. Mendez, though. You can't break into her email account. Dr. Brooks, who's in D.C., or Arlington, near D.C., same email, she was going to the Cardinal Sports Bar, very originally named bar, also near the airport, a little farther away than Smoking Bob's, but bar and grill kind of place. And she hasn't logged into her email for ever since she left for the airport. But she's only been gone for a few days. So yeah.
So probably not flying out.
Well, she was in DC. She flew to St. Louis to meet them, and then so it looks like the same MO. So whatever they lured Cohen out to do, they repeated with what do you call it? Brooks, and presumably Mendez. So you're sensing what you would call a pattern. So you, of course, the email accounts, you realize that Brooks seems to be, she emailed her handler, Metrano, immediately afterwards. She looked into Lockwood a little bit. And let's see here. You do get an address of a warehouse. He has a holding company in St. Louis that owns a warehouse that is empty and in the city core. Approximately the same, within a mile of in that same cell phone range that the satellite phone was last activated on.
So it seems like we found the route, as it were.
Yeah. So. You all realize that you can basically get more information if you go to one of their houses, or you could try and go to St. Louis and go to the restaurants where they met and interview people there, or you could go to the warehouse, or you could keep looking into Lockwood. He does have an office in Manhattan, Kansas. That's where his main business is conducted. You could go pester his secretary or, do a B&E job to get to his business records. The sky is the limit. So yeah, sorry.
Mm-hmm. So Cohen was commissioned to curate an exhibit.
Well, you're guessing that's code word for something.
Yeah.
Something bad.
But he was also the first one picked up 2 weeks earlier, which implies that he may have given up the other 2 names if all 3 of them worked on the same project.
It's possible.
Or recommended them. Yeah. And given the curating an Antarctic exhibit after the bit about him needing therapy after that business in Antarctica, I wouldn't be surprised to find out if that also had to do with Lockwood. So it sounds like he has a pre-existing relationship with Lockwood.
Actually, his time for therapy, you do get the timeline of his work with Delta Green, the Project Cookbook work. He went into therapy right after working on Cookbook. Before Cookbook, he went to Antarctica 4 times.
Okay.
So apparently his expertise with Antarctica was what led him to being put on Cookbook.
Which implies, yeah. So that implies Lockwood was either involved with Cookbook before it was handed over, or that he's very aware of it.
No.
Okay. So my suggestion would be that even though it takes us further from the main goal, that we check out Cohen first, physically check his place in his shop.
Okay.
And then make our decision about how to proceed from there.
That sounds all right with me. You in with that, Fisher?
I am.
All right.
I would like to ask Agent METRANO, though, or I'd like to ask METRANO. Is there, can we get a little bit of official cover? FBI ID, that kind of thing. Something along those lines, or do we have to do this completely civvy?
Well, you have his key, so you can get at his house without a problem. Let's see here. Both of you are Spec Ops guys, and Finch is what do you call it?
State Department.
State Department. So yeah. Let's see here. No, you cannot. I don't have that kind of pull right now. Another team is working the leak angle. We believe that Lockwood, our working theory is that Lockwood was given this information about Cookbook by someone inside our organization or someone with Delta Green clearance, and another group is working to investigate that leak. And once we find that, we will give our findings to you. So we're burning the candle at both ends, but I do not have at this time the ability to give you FBI cover.
Okay, no, it just means we're on our own, but that is all right.
Yeah. So, by the way, with your nice Mark 8 48 machine gun, that's not really going to work on it at an airport. So, one thing is you could try to drive it or have it couriered to St. Louis at a place you could then pick up. If you imagine that it's going to go there, or you can leave it behind and then fly back and then drive it down to St. Louis, assuming that that's the place you want to go. I mean, flying it or driving, I mean, yeah. How do you want to deal with a machine gun when you go to San Francisco? Like, you can just leave it behind safely, obviously. But also, yeah, none of you can bring any kind of gun onto a...
yeah, that was the other reason why I wanted legal cover, right? So we could check a gun in our baggage or what have you and not have any questions asked.
You could actually have it in checked luggage. I think you could have like you can't have checked firearms in luggage, I believe, as a civilian.
Oh, fair enough, yeah.
But obviously,
so
guns are not exactly things you walk around with in cities and get caught in. Or at least
second question for METRANO then.
Yeah.
Can the program FedEx us 3 clean sidearms to San Francisco?
Let's find out. I can give you there is a green box facility in San Francisco. I can provide you access to it.
Perfect.
You can, whatever's in there you can take. But if you use a firearm, do not return it to the green box. Throw it away. Throw it into the ocean. So
we'll make sure it goes bye-bye.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So the 3 of you board a flight to San Francisco.
Yep.
I assume you're all going to be just taking one rented car.
Yeah, I think it's best that we not split up just yet. What do you guys think, Finch, Fisher?
Yeah,
I agree.
All right. So you all rent a car. I assume you're going to the green box first.
Yes, please.
All right.
Oh, yes.
You guys sound so eager. All right. So you go to the green box. There is it's a use store it facility. It uses key pads. Well, you get a key card from METRANO. So you get, you get inside, and use the keypad to open it up. And in there are numerous boxes. There is one firearms case in there, and there's some other boxes and crates. So are you going to look around or just look in the firearms case?
I'm gonna look around.
I'm gonna look around too.
Okay. All right.
Felix used to have a job moving the kind of stuff that gets kept in these things.
Yeah.
So he's going to the firearms case first.
Okay. Firearms case has a let's say a 12 gauge pump action shotgun. And there's some shell casings. There's also a taped up 38 revolver that's fully loaded, but you don't see any other 38 rounds in it. You also see a 22 automatic pistol with a large, almost comically large silencer on it. It has 8 rounds in the magazine, and you don't see any other ammo for that. And you also see a broken, it looks like you're not sure exactly what, but the barrel's been just, ripped, just shattered, part of an MP5. But it is obviously non-functional. And there are bloodstains. Kyla, you open up a cardboard box. There is it looks like a bird cage is covered. There's a cloth over it, though.
Any noise?
Not right now. Actually, yeah, you hear a little fluttering of something in there.
I think I'm going to leave that where it is.
Okay. All right. You decide not to disturb it. So
that thing is famous at this point. I used it on Sunday. It produced 20 minutes of argument at the table about what to do about it.
At this point, I feel obligated to have something in there.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Agent Fisher, you find the first thing on top of the crates and stuff like that is a cardboard box you recognize with dried blood stains on it. You open it up and you just see it's a mini disc player, I'm sorry, with lots of mini discs labeled interview, suspect A, 1, 2, 4, so there are 3 tapes in there. There's also a charger and some other things for the mini disc player. And what appears to be like it's a brick. It's it looks like just a red kind of brick. You're not sure if there's anything unusual about it. Do you do anything with this stuff?
I don't think that this stuff has any relevance towards the case at hand, so I'm going to leave it alone for now.
Okay. So you're going to keep looking, or?
I'm gonna grab the 12 gauge.
Okay, you grab the 12 gauge. All right, you guys there's other boxes to look through. You guys you all have a gun now. Well, okay, so you're grabbing the 12 gauge.
I'll take the 38.
All right, you take the 38. So, Felix, you have a silenced 22.
I have a 22 with a comically large silencer. If I can, before the other 2 agents grab the guns, I'm going to say glove up.
Okay. Yeah, you have time to do that, so you're not going to rush.
Yeah, I will glove up. Is the 22 remotely concealable with this comically large silencer on it?
In a coat or something like that. You can't stuff it down your pants, but it's long enough that you could hide it. If you were holding it under a coat pocket or something like that, you probably could, or underneath a coat you could.
And what time of year is it?
September.
Okay, so it's a little on the cool side. So an actual coat won't be a problem. Okay, yeah. So I'll
Or you can also unscrew the silencer. I mean, it's not built into the gun.
I know, but I don't want to have to remember to put it back on later if I need it. So
okay,
be kind of funny if it was built in.
Yeah, there actually are handguns like that, but they're all very specialized. And Well, yeah, you might as well be able to find one of those. All right, so all of you are leaving.
Can I check one last box before we go?
Sure. A big box or a small box?
Big box.
Big box. All right. There's a big wooden crate in there, and you open it up. It looks like someone else has already crowbarred the nails out, and inside there is it's diving equipment, and it's like an old school scuba gear, but like a dry suit. And there's also like yeah, and so you rummage through that. So it's like an old school diving suit. You see there's something weird painted on the suit, with thick paint, some sort of weird symbol that you've never seen before. Or maybe it's just stained, or it was something else, but the paint's chipped off. You rummage around a little bit in it, and there appears to be it looks like a stone, like a part of a sculpture, like a human head, but made of stone. A very well done sculpture of a head. It is partially open. The eyes are looking in horror at something. And what is your alertness?
My alertness is 70.
All right. You think you hear a whisper.
I'm just gonna seal that box back up, and I'm gonna turn around and leave.
All right. All right. You make your sand check. That didn't happen. You're just hallucinating that. Yeah. All right. You close it back up. All right. So you guys done messing around with the green box?
Yep.
Yep, let's get the hell out of here. Let's go kill some shit.
Yeah, let's get out of here before I start seeing things that aren't happening again.
I do want to make one more stop on the way. I just want to stop at an army surplus and pick up a good knife.
Okay. Yeah, easily done. You don't have to make a roll for it.
That I will clip to my belt in such a way that my coat covers it.
Okay. All right. Agent Fisher, how are you going to conceal the shotgun? Or are you just going to, or I guess you can literally get a gun bag at the same army surplus store. They look a little suspicious, but people in San Francisco won't automatically recognize a gun bag, probably. And it's probably legal to, they can't, prohibit you from owning firearms in San Francisco.
I can't tuck it under a jacket, can I?
It's a full on like long.
Oh, it's not sawn off?
It's
not.
It's not sawn off.
All right.
I did not mention anything about sawn off. You could get a saw and do that yourself.
Why don't we chunk that for the moment?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
Right. If we suddenly need heavy artillery, then we're going to have way bigger problems than getting that gun out of the trunk anyway. So,
yeah, this is in the city, by the way. It's a brownstone. The store is on the first floor. His apartment is in the second floor. You have a key to his house and the code to deactivate the alarm. Apparently, Delta Green keeps track of all that shit for you.
Weird. It's almost like a friendly's life is not their own.
I don't know what you're talking about. All right. So by this time, it's like early evening. You're just going to drive right up to the store, park in front of it, and walk in, or what's your plan?
I think Finch should be the one to unlock it and disarm the alarm, because while it's a completely false idea, women are considered less threatening. I think Agent Fisher might want to remain in the car because he's terrifying.
Okay.
And if they want to let me out a little ways down the block, I'll walk by so I can keep area surveillance and back up Finch if something goes wrong.
Sounds good to me.
That way Fisher's right there and I'm nearby.
And Finch, if I start screaming, come in and get me.
I begrudgingly accept my role as the stay behind.
Okay.
Well, since we're probably parked right there, you're probably closer to Finch than I am.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Finch, you can also turn the lights on. That'll be easier for people to see you inside. If you want to do that, or you can.
True. Or I'll turn on like a light, so if I have to hit it, they'll know I'm in trouble.
Okay. All right. So you guys bravely send Agent Finch in by yourself. And as you keep lookout, let's see here.
I'm watching to see if anyone's watching the place. Basically.
Yeah. Well, I'll roll both your alertness. Fisher, what's your alertness?
70.
All right. And Felix, what is yours?
1 moment. Too many tabs.
I don't know that feeling.
50.
50. Yeah, none of you see anything on that front, at least right now. And let's see here. Agent Finch, you walk into Prospero's Wonders. It is a very, very high-end antique dealership, at least judging from the prices. Do you have any skills that would let you recognize or appraise antiques, like history or archaeology or anything like that? Or occult?
Nope. I only have occult at baseline.
Okay. But not history, not archaeology or anthropology. Or let me look at your character sheet.
Nope.
What are you good at? Let's see here. You are good at. You're also good at firearms. Let's see here. Are you good at? You're good at search. So you can search this place if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll toss it.
All right. Oops. And you get a 44. Good for you. That's a critical success. You find a hidden panel in the back wall. There's basically the showroom where these antiques, which all have a minimum of 3-digit price value, and that's like starting in the 500s, and they go up to like $60,000. These are very high priced antiques.
I'll say, good God.
But they're they look very fancy and very old and very rare. So, but he has a little office in the back, and in the office you notice there is a little carpet, or a little one of those things that they put, one of those plastic little mats that they put for roller chairs. That seems incongruous because he doesn't have a roller chair there. So you lift that up and you notice there's a floor panel that is removable, and you pull it up and there is a floor safe.
Any clues in the office as to what the combination is?
Actually, yeah, you got a critical success. So you do see a post-it note you find a post-it note that's actually tacked up underneath another floor panel on the opposite end of the room, with it says, "Remember the coordinates," and that's underlined several times. And you look around and you realize you're intuiting that it's a set of coordinates turned into a series of numbers. But you don't see any maps or anything, in least that seems significant on this floor. So if you went up to the second floor and looked around, you might be able, where he lives, you might be able to get another clue to it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So she's heading upstairs, where you will not have eyes on her at all. What are you two guys doing?
I am just
still shotgun, or I mean, like in the car, shotgun, basically. Or
yeah, looking up and down the block, looking for suspicious characters, looking for movement in the shop, just basically looking all around.
All right, you realize you're the most suspicious looking character because this is a very high-end, very gentrified neighborhood. I do not know enough about San Francisco to give a name to that neighborhood, but it's one of the hella expensive ones. And you are easily the most creepy looking person there. But fortunately,
you're keeping feelings.
Yeah,
it's funny.
I'm just kidding. Fisher has no feelings.
Yeah. Exactly. So you're kind of realize if anyone's going to call the cops on anybody, it's going to be someone on you. So you need to keep a low profile. Let's see, Felix. Yeah, you can't see her. You look around the street.
I was gonna. And I don't see anybody on the street.
There are people on the street. I mean, it's a big city, and it's early evening, so there's people walking around. But there's like people walking their dogs, joggers, a couple of shoppers. There are others. There are other antique stores and thrift store. Well, not thrift stores, but like boutiques and other places. Clothing boutiques and shit like that. But nobody looks suspicious.
I'm gonna text Fisher. So assuming I have a good enough view to tell that she's like moving upstairs, I'm going to text Fisher and say, why don't you go in? I'll continue to keep an eye out, and I'll just find like a nice bench or something like that where I can be inconspicuous, or if there's like I don't know, like a coffee shop or something along those lines.
There's both.
I'll grab a coffee, light up a cigarette, and keep an eye on the street.
There's a Starbucks across the street.
Perfect.
Yeah. You can check your email. Yeah. Quote unquote. While getting a latte, cinnamon latte. So Agent Fisher, you're going upstairs. I assume. Are you doing anything on the first floor, or are you just gonna go up, follow Finch?
I'm gonna follow Finch.
All right, Finch, you're up on the second floor. What do you do?
Well, what's it look like up here?
You look around. It is a sort of high-end, very tastefully decorated apartment. There's a bedroom, a small living room with bookshelves, and other accoutrements. You do see. Actually, there are several framed maps on the wall. Apparently, likes maps. So if you want to search again, you can totally do that.
Yes, I would like to.
Oh, there's also a little kitchen too. So, all right, with a search, you quickly find one of Antarctica, and by looking at that carefully, you see that there is a little X in one spot with little numbers on it, which are coordinates that look like to be a different hand than of the map. Like someone took a historical map and then made their own little addition to it. So you get those coordinates, and you can try and enter those into the safe if you want.
Is it right by Mount Erebus and Mount Terror?
Maybe. None of you have navigation, do you?
Actually, I do. And I'll bet Fisher does too.
Oh, yeah, Fisher. Yeah, you can give me a navigation check.
Like the military doesn't like you getting lost.
Is 50.
All right. Well, you got a 65, so no dice. You didn't study Antarctica geography that much. Yep. Antarctica.
We'll never know.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. So you go downstairs and you open up the floor safe, and lo and behold, there is a book. There is also an audio recorder in there, a little digital audio recorder. We'll say a Zoom H2N. There are some memory cards, and there's a DVD. So a burned DVD. And then there is a little, finally, one last thing, a fossil of something. None of you recognize it. Or part of something. Like a little, you know what fossils look like.
Yeah.
But none of you, any of you have, I guess, it would be biology would be the best thing. Archaeology would work too, but none of you are experts in any of this stuff. So
I was going to say, it just looks like a little green stone to me.
Yeah, it looks like a thing to you. So yeah, you don't really recognize the shape of it, but yeah, that's that. You find all the stuff that he was hiding. So what do? You can keep searching the apartment, or you can move on.
Hey, Fisher, you want to check the apartment while I put this stuff in the car?
Sure.
All right, Fisher, what's your search?
My search is crap. My search is let's see, 20%.
All right. What's your alertness then?
My alertness is 70%.
All right. You're upstairs. You're looking around. You're like, "What the fuck am I doing? I'm not a cop. This is not my job." And then you hear a meow, and you turn around and you see a cat.
I hate cats.
Well, you remember in the kitchen, you didn't see a cat food bowl or a water dish. But the cat kind of stops and sits down and licks its paws and then kind of looks at you.
Does it look like a stray?
No, it looks pretty healthy.
Hmm.
It's mostly black.
That's not ominous.
There's some white spots on it.
All right.
A little tuxedo cat.
Okay.
Aww.
Well,
It meows at you.
okay. I move forward and try and pick it up for some reason.
All right. It immediately turns around and starts walking away into the bathroom.
I follow it at a respectful distance.
All right. As you walk into the bathroom, it leaps to a narrow window, which is open for some reason, and then leaps outside to the fire escape.
I call Finch and tell her, what am I going to say? I decided to follow this cat for some... I tell Finch that I think I might have a lead on something going up to the rooftop or something, and I continue to follow the cat.
Okay. All right. Well, you can either try and crawl through the narrow window, which, it's a bathroom window more to let, stink out than to let people out. I mean, you can get through it if you want to, or you could go around and get to the fire escape through the kitchen window, which is larger.
Am I more likely to be spotted out the kitchen window than I am out the bathroom window?
I mean, you're going to be spotted either way. I mean, there's no, it's to a fire escape.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Out the kitchen window then.
All right. You turn around, go to the kitchen. Finch, what are you doing?
Can I see him from where I am when I'm loading stuff in the car?
No, he's upstairs. Towards the back. You're facing the street. He's on the alley side of the building. You're on the street side.
I'm gonna fire off a quick text to Felix to say heading up.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna follow him.
Okay. All right. Felix, what are you gonna do?
I'm going to presumably I have line of sight on Finch. So as I see her go, since nobody seems to have made us yet, or nobody seems to be watching us as far as I can tell, I'm going to move to where I can see what they're doing. So I'll cross the street and go up a ways so I have a view into the presumably the alley that the fire escape is in.
Okay. There's no way to see both the front and the alley side though. But you can get to you can get around to a corner that lets you look into the alley without being seen yourself.
My response to Finch though will be, did you lock up?
Yeah, I would assume. Well, yeah. Finch, did you lock up?
Yeah, I'll keep it locked behind me.
Yeah. Yeah, the car is locked. All right. So let's see here. Agent Fisher, you're on the fire escape first. The cat is in the middle of the alley already. It's sitting down, looking up at you. It meows and kind of looks to see what you're doing. You can easily jump down to the street from where you are. You don't have to lower the ladder or anything.
I know, but this is. I am more suspicious of this cat than I have any right to be.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, I jump down to the alley.
Okay.
And look around for something to use as a weapon in case this cat is a harbinger of bad shit to go down.
Okay. There's a 2x4 plank. It looks like it with some nails in it. Looks like it was ripped off from a pallet. A wooden pallet broke, and this is one of the planks of that pallet.
That'll have to do.
All right. There's also a beer bottle an empty one, so you could use either one as a weapon. But as you jump down, the cat starts moseying across the alley to a sort of a darkened side street. Let's say Finch, you're next. You see, well, Fisher, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna follow it into the side street?
Nah, that's following it into a darkened side street. That's a white people mistake. I'm gonna just text Finch to, I don't know, get the shotgun or something, just in case.
Finch, you by the time you get to the kitchen and you lean out the by the time you got jumped down and you grab the plank, Finch, you're at the kitchen window. You look, you see Fisher. He's down on the ground. I mean, he's not down, but he's standing on the street, holding a plank of wood. He's looking at a darkened side street. You don't see anything else because the cat's already gone into the side street. He gets out his phone, starts texting you. You two can just talk to each other.
Wait, up here.
I look up.
Yeah, there she is.
What are you doing? I've seen Alien. I know how this goes.
I've seen Alien too. That's why I'm not falling into the frickin' side alley.
Well, here, let me put the ladder down and let's just... Stupid cat. Look, let's not worry about it. I'm just going to get the ladder down, climb back up here. We'll take it from there.
Okay.
I saw the horror movie, Finch. I know how this goes.
Oh, good.
As you two are talking, you hear a voice come from the dark. Are you friends of Cohen, Mr. Cohen?
What's it to you?
Well, you're not very good burglars if you're going through his house like that.
I guess you can call us friendly? Like, not friends of his, more friendly acquaintances.
Oh, is something the matter with him?
It's a long, complicated story.
Oh.
For right now, how about you just step out of that alley and keep your hands where we can see him?
Are you law enforcement officials? You must tell me if you are law enforcement officials.
I don't gotta tell you shit, pal.
I'm not your pal, buddy.
Fisher,
I'm not your friend, guy.
Fisher, cool it.
All right. Finch, what's your persuade at?
My persuade is at 70.
Are you trying to persuade the person who sounds like an old woman? Now that you're listening to this.
Oh shit, she's an old woman.
I'm trying to persuade her that we're all friends here. It's all good.
Okay. You hear her. You see a woman wearing slippers and a fuzzy robe come out from the alley. She's holding the cat. She's looking at the two of you. You can put that plank down. I'm not a ruffian.
Reluctantly, I put it down.
Okay. By this time, Felix, you're in cover, watching this from a distance. Further down the alley. So you can make yourself known if you want to, or you can. Just...
I'm debating.
Okay.
The two of them are in it deep enough as it is right now. So I'm going to trust in Finch to defuse the situation.
Okay.
And Fisher to escalate it.
It's like the Three Stooges, except two people.
All right. Finch, what do you want to say? She's just, they're very curious. Saw you go into his house.
Are you a friend of his?
Yes. I used to run a antique store myself before I retired. I sold my collection to Mr. Cohen. He's kept me company. His taste is a little modern for me, but he has impeccable skills overall.
Judging from the price tags in there, I would have to agree with you, ma'am.
Well, what kind of trouble has he gotten into? He usually tells me when he's gone.
He's been gone for a while, ma'am. We're just trying to figure out where he went. That's all.
But I mean, it's not caught up in this Antarctica business again. I thought he'd quit that.
What Antarctica business?
You don't know about the Antarctica business, but you, well, it's none of mine. I mean, well, I shouldn't talk. It's rude to talk of someone who's not here.
Now you should talk. I think you should talk.
It's all right. We won't tell if you won't tell.
All right, you make a persuade check. Well, if I guess he went several times to Antarctica because he was convinced there was an ancient civilization that lived there, and that if he could, he has a master's in archaeology, you know, and if he could find it, proof that there was ancient civilizations there, then he, you know, obviously he would make his fortune and establish his name. The first time was a bust, but the second through the fourth times, there was he told me that there were things happening in Antarctica that the history books that people know of, but that have been erased from the history, that, you know, have been kept silent. That some of it verged on, well, it sounds rather improper, but he made all sorts of outlandish claims. He said that the Third Reich had a secret base there, but that they were looking for the ancient civilization. I don't know. I mean, and that he said that there was a civilization, but that it's better if no one found out about it. But that other people were finding bits and pieces of it and selling it. I don't know. It sounds very outlandish.
Did he say who those other people were?
Oh no, he always was very vague about that, to protect me, because you never know who's watching. You know, he said there are people in this very city that were always watching the store, waiting to see if something happened. You know, people who are looking for any bit of information. Let's see here. Felix, what is your alertness? Felix, you're farther away. You hear, you know, glass break coming from behind you, back towards the street where the car is.
Ah, nice. I am going to head toward the car.
All right. Are you running or walking?
I'm going to move at a good clip.
All right. All right. You trip on something and you kind of stumble a little bit. Do you want to go fast or do you want to go slow?
I'll go fast.
All right. You take a point of damage as you face plant, but pick yourself right back up. Yep. And you go there to see someone has broken the passenger side window of the car.
Are they still beside the car?
Yeah, they're reaching in and trying to. It looks like they're trying to steal some shit from your car.
Nice. I'm going to tackle them.
All right. Let's see here.
Oh, this would be awesome.
All right. You were running. You were trying to catch up to them. You get close enough, but they see you. So this will be an opposed check.
Okay.
So,
my unarmed is 80.
All right. So your unarmed is 59. Their unarmed is at 40. They're untrained. And they fail. So yeah, you tackle them to the ground. So meanwhile, you two can give me.
Yeah, you'll have heard that.
Yeah. Oops. Let's see. Both of you make your alertness checks. So both of you hear some sort of commotion coming from out front. So are you two? You're around in the alley behind the building. You can. The quickest way is the quickest way is jumping through a window and then going through the store. But the second quickest way is running around the building.
I jumped through the window.
Of course you do. What's your athletics?
My athletics is that can't be right. Oh, athletics 80%.
80%. All right, you do that. You take 1 point of damage, as that hurts. Finch, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna scurry down the fire escape. Tell the woman, just a moment. I'll be right back. And I'm gonna hang on. Mike died. Take off around the building after that.
Okay. You're a lot slower though because you failed your athletics check. Yeah, you're Felix. You're wrestling with someone who is skinny and lanky and very sweaty. Actually, they're just incredibly sweaty. It's almost like grease. It's hard to get a hold of them. What are you gonna do? But you do have a grapple. You can pin them if you make another opposed check. Twist their arm around and basically incapacitate them. Or you can just do damage if you want to make another check. What is your goal? To pin them or to hurt them?
Well, do they have anything in their hands?
They're holding
they've already grabbed stuff.
The DVD and the book went sliding out. They're grabbing the shit from the floor safe.
Okay.
That's on the ground. They're like neither.
Do I want to hold them? I don't really care about that part because we need to end this fast now. I'm gonna headbutt him and try and force him to drop the stuff.
No, they dropped the stuff.
They already dropped the stuff.
It's on the sidewalk. You actually look up and you can see another person who's wearing looks very greasy in a t-shirt, very tall and gangly with big eyes, is walking very hurriedly towards the stuff, trying to be nonchalant. Looks like your robber has an accomplice though.
Okay, I'll headbutt the one guy.
Okay, so that's your action.
And sort of push him away from the stuff, and more or less stand guard over it.
All right, let's see here. All right, you get a 77, a critical success. Oh my! The guy's going to resist with a failed skill check. So yeah,
haul him up, headbutt him, and throw him at his.
Yeah. You stun him and stand up. The other person is going to make athletics to grab the shit and turn around. He grabs the shit with a 4 and starts turning around. So you'll have to chase after him next. Let's see. Fisher, you see all that just happen. You can try and intercept with an athletics and an arm check. I assume you're going to be doing that?
Yep. I'm going to be moving to... that guy who just grabbed all our shit, I'm going to tackle him to the ground.
All right, first you need an athletics check to intercept, which you do, and then you can make it unarmed on him, which you do, but he sees that coming because, you're not exactly stealthy when you're running like a linebacker at him. But you beat his roll. Actually, no, wait, he got a 1, which is a critical success. So he fucking jukes you and expertly dodges out of the way. So he starts a booking. So he's just running down the street holding the book and the DVD. The audio recorder is still on the ground, along with a little thing of memory cards. New round. Felix, the first robber is stunned for this round, and you can make an athletics check to catch up with him, or with the second thief.
Yep, that's what I'm gonna say. Don't worry about that one.
Right. I assume, both of you are basically doing the same thing, trying to tackle his ass.
Yep.
All right. Let's see here. He fails his check, so both of you catch up. So Felix, you were actually Fisher was closer this time. So he does, and oh god, literally the guy rolled his dodge again. Critical success. So he dodges that, but he can't dodge both of you. He literally can't dodge both of you. So Fisher, he dodges you again. Juking expertly, but he dodges right into Felix's arms, and he goes to the ground. And you can so at this point, Agent Finch, you see the chaos down the street. One robber is getting up. It looks like he just broke into your car and stole your shit. And then the other guy is being tackled by the 2 other agents. You see the audio recorders on the ground, along with the memory cards. Let's see here. What are you going to do?
I'm going to grab those off the ground and just book it for the others.
All right. But you got an 84. So do you want to be fast or be slow?
I will be slow.
All right, you don't take any damage as you nearly fall over. You're like, whoa! You catch yourself. San Francisco is a hilly town, so
I gotta do more cardio.
You do have to do more cardio. All right, so new round. Robber 1. He spends his action grabbing the audio recorder and the memory card. Robber 2.
I thought Finch grabbed the audio recorder and the memory card.
No, she failed her check to do that.
I almost fell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
So she'll have to deal with that in the future. Robber 2 is going to try to escape, let's say, Felix. Yeah, so this will be an opposed check. He fails his roll pretty badly. You hold on to him, so are you going to be doing damage or are you going to be pinning him?
Has he dropped the stuff he was carrying?
You can make that your action to disarm him of that shit.
Yep, that's what I'll do.
You grab it.
Stuff.
Fisher, what do you want to do? You could either just do damage to him. You could hold on to him, pin him, or you could take the stuff from Felix. You know, so you could hold on to it if you wanted to.
I'm gonna pin this little shit.
All right. But you fail your check with an 85.
No.
So he's wiggly, he's greasy, he's sweaty. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, let's see here. This is happening all very quickly, by the way.
Yeah, this is a few seconds kind of
thing. Let's see here. New round, Finch. You gonna try and tackle the guy?
What's my athletics? My athletics sucks, but yeah, I'll try.
No, at this point, you did get close enough that you could jump and try and tackle him with unarmed if you wanted to, or just grab the shit
armed
out.
at 60. Yeah, I will try to just grab the stuff out of his hands.
All right. Well, you rolled a 92, so you fail that.
Dang it.
He rolls a 58, so he fails his athletics check. So it's just a comedy of errors at this point.
We're playing tug of war with each other.
Basically. Let's see here. All right. So Felix Fisher is pinning him, or not pinning him. Let's see here. He fails to escape. And this time you can pin him, though. Is that your action? Fisher, are you going to hold him down this time?
Actually, I'm just going to try and I'm just going to sucker punch him in the back of the head.
All right, you do so. You punch him in the face. You can see he's seeing stars. Let's see here. Felix, what are you doing? You have the book and the DVD.
I've got the book and the DVD. I'm just going to say, Fisher, drive him off, and I'm going to start moving back toward our car.
Okay.
To help out Finch.
Okay, you do that. New round. Finch, what are you going to do? Try again.
Try again.
All right. Nope, you're both terrible at what you do. I'm rolling really high for both of you, so you just hold.
I'm stuck playing tug of war with him over
the recorder. The Zoom H2N. I'll crave it.
And I'm yelling at him about, I'm not getting my deposit back on this car thanks to you.
Let's say Felix, what are you going to do? You can make an unarmed check. He already spent his action trying to get away. If you just want to disarm him of the thing.
So they're struggling on the side of the car that is open, right?
Yeah, they're on the sidewalk right next to the car.
Can I toss the stuff in my hands into the car, and I'll take the penalty to make an unarmed attack at him as well?
Sure. All right.
Okay, so I toss the stuff in the car with the one hand, and then with my other, just grab him by the back of the head and bounce him off the side of the car.
What's your unarmed? 80?
80.
Yeah, you succeed. Are you trying to harm him, or are you just doing damage to him? It's not like just damage.
Yeah, you know what? I'm like, in this case, no, I'll try to grab him so that he drops the stuff, or basically I'll swat at his hand to make him drop it.
Yeah, basically, I'll just say you swat it into the car window.
There we go.
So
everything's back in the car now.
Everything's back in the car now. At this point, all three of you can jump in the car and drive away rapidly. I assume that's going to be your plan before the cops show up, because they've probably been called by this point.
Oh, yeah.
Well, people are probably in the process of dialing right now. Yeah.
I want to stay and beat people up.
Are you going to stay and beat people up, or are you going to?
I'm going to yell back.
But I'm not going to.
Fisher!
So, are you going to do it, Fisher, or not?
I head back out with a gang.
Okay. So the three of you managed to get away before the cops show up. Yeah, you're going to have to file a report and with your insurance company, so that's going to be fun. One person will lose 1 point of bond over the paperwork and payments and all that other shit.
I'll do it.
All right. So who's taking a hit? What relationship? Just so we know.
I'll take a hit from my friendship with Faye.
Faye, okay. Is all right. So we can figure out how that role plays later. But well, it is a one shot. But yeah.
Well, it's the part where she gets the bill because you used her name to rent the car.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
Shame
all right.
on you, Finch.
So what's the play now? You could go back to the green box to return the guns, or you could look at the shit. You can go to a hotel room, hole up, and look at it, or you could go to the airport right now and just.
What time of day is it?
By now it's like 10 o'clock.
I say we hole up, take a look at what the hell we've got here, and then go from there.
Okay.
Okay. I say we drop off the car at the lot, because you can usually drop them off after hours.
Okay.
And you're already going to take the hit for the deposit anyway, so we can just tell the lot attendant it got broken into while we were, having dinner or whatever. Do the paperwork, then we take an Uber to a motel.
Okay.
And check out the stuff.
All
Does
right.
that work for you?
Works for me.
Works for me.
All right.
Okay. That way we don't have a blatantly obvious car that our opposition has already seen sitting outside of the place where we're trying to read a book quietly.
All right. So you do that. That takes about an hour, so it's a little before midnight. And you're on the same Sleep Easy Inn hotel room. And 2.5.
Looking for the kind of place that doesn't require ID.
Sleep Easy Inn.
Perfect.
And it's very nice. Well, no, it's 1.5 stars on Yelp, so it's not very nice at all.
My kind of place.
Yeah.
Whatever. Don't sleep with your mouth open.
Yeah. And so who's going to take first crack at the book? And there's also a DVD, and I assume you guys have laptops with you. So
don't everybody jump up at once.
And there's also an audio recorder, so there's all kinds of fun things to look at.
I'll take the audio recorder since I was busy playing tug of war over it.
Okay.
I'll look at the title of the book, or
Okay.
like at the front plate of the book kind of thing. See.
Tim Cohen, Antarctica Journals.
I'll read the book.
You sound so excited.
I'm flipping. I'm looking more for like the later entries than the earlier ones, but
Okay.
I'll skim it to get the gist, and then see if I can find stuff that's relevant to our current situation.
All right, you lose. Are you staying up all night to do this?
No, I'll. Oh hell, I'll just end up losing willpower anyway, won't I? Yeah, fine. I'll stay up all night. I can sleep on the plane back.
You lose 2 willpower.
Okay.
And, you don't get much sleep or any sleep really. But you're reading the book, and
Yay me.
let's see. So you're listening to the audio recorder.
Yeah.
You can plug in your earbuds and listen to it. That's the others. Yep.
Yeah. So sorry. We returned the guns to the green box, dropped off the car, and got the hotel room.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That's fine with me.
So we have a knife between us right now, but we'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
Everything's good. Yeah.
Everything's great.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
Oh, don't say that. That's daring the universe to make it worse.
Yep. That's how I start my day.
Yeah. And so the three of you, and Fisher, I assume you're just standing watch, or
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, I'll stand watch. That's pretty much all I'm good for.
All right.
You can watch the DVD.
All right, I'll do that.
Okay. It's a computer DVD, but like it's of videos and pictures. Looks like Tim Cohen in Antarctica. And I'm not gonna describe everyone individually, but yeah, I assume all three of you sharing information to get a narrative together. So yeah, I'm just gonna have sand checks for all three of you. So don't worry. Fisher, what's your sand right now?
My sand is 85, I think.
All right, you're fine for right now. Well, actually, no, you lose one. It's not great hearing about this. Oh, that was a 96. That's probably a failure for you, Felix.
Oh, yeah.
So that is 2 sand.
Because I got to read the book.
You did get to read the book. And Agent Finch got a 22, so she's like, whatever.
Yeah, succeed.
Yep, you critically succeed. So you don't lose any.
This comforts me.
This comforts you. So let's see here. The three of you basically realize he became obsessed with Antarctica because his first expedition was fairly conventional, the kind of tourist thing that a lot of people do. But he made context there about people who are wanting to do charter their own ship to go to this place because they've heard rumors about this. There was this thing called Operation High Jump in 1953, and they were trying to retrace this sort of secret military operation that the U.S. military did in 1953. And second expedition, yeah. There's video and audio. There's video and photos of. You see the German, the symbols of the Third Reich, in rusted steel, and weirder symbols. It's some sort of cave that's been unearthed thanks to hey, icebergs break in half and shit. So things that were buried are coming to the sunlight. And there were skeletal corpses frozen in the ice. And the second and the third and the fourth expeditions are back there. And apparently there were multiple groups digging around, excavating shit from this area, and some associated ruins nearby, which he never visited, but he saw. There's one video in particular that shows in the distance it looks like the Aurora Borealis for a moment, but then there's a mountain that appears, and then it kind of fades from view, and then it reappears, and people are just freaking out, and you get a sense. The ship just turns around as soon as it sees it. The discretion is the better part of valor for them. But Tim Cohen was apparently there's some sort of network of people looting these sites from Antarctica that are opening up in the last few years because Antarctica has been warming up and icebergs are breaking off and that kind of thing. And yeah, he is terrified of the implications. The readings talk about how there was a civilization there, but it's better if no one knew about it because the civilization was not human, that there were other intelligent species on the planet before us, and who knows what people are doing here. And then you go back and reread some of those emails, and you get a sense that one of these other looters that Tim worked with on one of these expeditions then make contact with Lockwood, and through this mutual acquaintance, they found out of something. Lockwood was interested in something that he bought from someone who was looting Antarctica. Is your impression that you get, and you also get an address. Tim mentions that this guy, this other looter, who he only refers to as X. Everyone is referred to by code names or abbreviations. He's very paranoid. Says that his associate, L, who is Lockwood, owns a bunker in Kansas that will survive the end of the world. And with that, you're able to try and find out where this bunker is. Let's see here. Finch. Let's go to the door. Your bureaucracy.
Bureaucracy is 40.
Okay. You got a 37. So hey, good job. You realize that there is Lockwood, one of Lockwood's subsidiaries, owns a Concord, a prepper, a nuclear missile silo turned into a luxury survival bunker for the rich prepper who wants to essentially have safe ease of mind, for the end of the world. It's a 12-story luxury condo built into a missile silo, essentially.
Good God.
This is a real place, by the way, or based on a real place. So, but you can see that people don't live there. They buy a unit there, but then they only actually go there to live there if they think the world's about to end. So it would be empty right now. So, which would make it a really good place to stash some people you're holding hostage, have them work on something that was dug out of Antarctica. So there's that.
How about we go there?
Yeah. It's in the middle of Kansas. You don't actually have an exact location for it. You know what county it's in, but you don't know exactly where. Actually, those of you with navigation, Fisher, what's your navigation skill?
50.
50. All right. 48 out of 50. You actually can find it on a satellite photo. You know what a nuclear missile silo looks like, and you can spot it from Google Maps. So you know exactly where it is, and it's got a nice, freshly mowed lawn and a big security fence around it. So I assume you're reporting in at this point, or at some point telling Metrano what you found.
Give her the bullet points, yeah.
Okay. Metrano tells you, well, that's good that you found a possible location for the hostages. It's bad that it's there, of course. I don't know if I will be able to assemble a team to raid it, and even if I do, I don't know. There's no legal justification for a raid. I could eventually build a case against Lockwood or the bunker to give the justification for an FBI raid on it, but that could take weeks.
What are Lockwood's legitimate businesses?
I'm sorry, what?
What are Lockwood's legitimate businesses?
Jeff, you're really soft. I can.
Sorry about that. Let's try that again.
Hey, there
we go. Helps when my mic's not like a mile away from me.
Yep.
What are Lockwood's legitimate business interests?
He has numerous businesses. Again, this is based on some failed bureaucracy checks, so you don't have the total picture. Some of it's in alternative medicine, like I said, herbal supplements, shit that's homeopathic medicines, colloidal silver. Essentially people who don't, the kind of things that people don't believe in real medicine buy to feel good about themselves.
This probably won't require a computer's role. I'm going to spend a couple minutes on the internet and find the most ridiculous conspiracy theories about Lockwood. So he's like a reptilian, et cetera, I'm assuming.
Well, you actually find posts that he goes to some of these alternative health seminars. He's actually seems to be or lean towards conspiracy theorist. He would be. He's a fan of Alex Jones, we should say. So
that's too bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there are conspiracies, that he's there's a lot of, he's a false flag, he's a plant, you shouldn't believe him and his claims, because he's, every conspiracy theorist is a conspiracy in of themselves, especially the rich ones. So yeah. Okay.
So when we're talking to Metrano says, can't find a legitimate legal reason to go in there.
Yeah.
So Roy will suggest, or I'll suggest to Metrano, well, I mean, obviously we can do this black. But we need to know as much as you can give us about the place, or who's guarding it, or what company has people guarding it.
Metrano says,
and we're going to need guns. lots of guns.
Go and post yourselves in a place near while you're in come back to Chicago, get your gear, and then drive down to Kansas. While you're doing that, I will do some research on them, on Concord, and come up with possible solutions to get you in there. So yeah, if you guys you realize this is a privately held company, it has employees. You can someone with computer science or bureaucracy could give me a role to find them, or if you wanted to go that route, or you could look for the customers or for other investors in the company, because he doesn't own it 100%. Or he runs it, but he probably has, some other investors in the company. So those are possible ways in. So who wants to do a thing? I assume you guys are going to the airport next. And
heading back to grab our stuff.
All right, you head back to
if we don't wake up dead.
Well, I assume you weren't really sleeping that night.
No.
So, you all, it's a long, sleepless night, but you managed to get to the airport without further incident. It looks like whoever those people were, they were watching the house, and you guys did ditch your car pretty quickly. So they're watching the antique store. So yeah, you're fine. Hey, everything's fine. You're safe. It's what's
hooray for good tradecraft.
Yay. And so you get back to Chicago and start driving. And that was a spam call. And let's see here. What angle most interests you? Which of those three angles, or do you have what angle do you think is the best way to get inside that building, inside that bunker?
I'd say the investors probably.
Okay.
Yeah. Representatives of an investor. That way we don't necessarily have to answer direct questions that wouldn't make sense to us.
All right.
We're rich.
With a computer science check, that would be a computer science check, which I just rolled for. Agent Finch, I assume you're using a laptop while the others are driving.
Yeah.
In your other car, loaded down with all your gear now, including that Mark 48 machine gun. And you break into his company, or Lockwood's main holding company, and you get access to not his email, but some of his employees' emails. And basically, there's an angry investor who's talking about why is Unit 7 shut down. I was going to use it as a place to sleep in. I was going to go hunting, or I was going to go fishing, and just use that place, as a timeshare. But you're saying it's down for renovations, and he's going back and forth, and he's like, "Oh no, we're upgrading the facility. It's going to be great. We're using this company." And he's saying, "Well, this company, Ginsec Biotech, they manufacture shit for biology labs. Why the fuck are they in our bunker?" And so he's getting some heat from investors because he is upgrading the bunker, or building into the bunker, using this Ginsec Biotech company.
Upgrading in massive sarcasm quotes.
Yes, apparently. Oh, we're adding new filters and safety systems to keep it safe in case of biological attack and blah blah blah. That's what Lockwood is saying. But the quotes are not the quotes that you get, which you can't fully understand, but they're certainly not just for filters and shit like that. You do see like level 4 hazmat, biohazard contamination chamber. That's pretty easily understood.
That's some CDC level stuff right there.
Yep, it's
Whoa.
and so you see two ways in. One is to pose as the employees of the investor to make a surprise inspection. That would probably take, persuade, law would be useful. bureaucracy to bullshit your way through the guards and talk your way in, or you could try and find out more about this Ginsec biotech company and pose as employees of that to get in, or you could, try and find the real people and, convince them to escort you in on whatever justification. So those are two ways in you found through that. By this time, though, you've gotten your guns, you've driven down, you've spent a day and a half driving down from Chicago to Kansas, and you're posted at a Sleepy's Inn just outside the county. You're about a half-hour drive from the site if you were to go straight there, and you're going pretty fast. Okay. Maybe an hour. I mean, windy country roads and all that shit.
So yeah. We don't have the biology knowledge to carry ourselves as employees of a highly technical company. And those people will be specialists, and there seems to me that there's a greater chance of them being recognized or having a pre-existing relationship with the people there. The problem is if we go in representing the investor, they automatically have a stake in making sure we don't see the stuff that we're there to see, which means we have to shake our escort and shake or eliminate our escort and then find what we're looking for.
Does anybody have criminology? I forgot.
Our State Department person does.
Yeah, 70%.
70% criminology. All right.
I always knew.
66 critical success. You know that in cases like this, investors often hire private investigators to dig up dirt on people they think aren't fulfilling their end of the contract. And private investigators' best technique is to find an employee inside and get them to give you dirt. So you could pose as PIs working for the investor and then try and get one of the employees to dig the dirt out of you. So now normally the investor would have those employee lists. You didn't get those though, because this was direct communications from the company. With another computer science check, you can get names of either the security staff or the maintenance staff.
I'd say security staff, probably, given, you two.
You think nobody notices maintenance staff?
Yeah, we did critical success on maintenance staff. Maintenance staff would be more. That would be PIs would target maintenance staff over security. Security's more, they're not going to know as much. Stay here, make sure no one gets in is not as good as like fix this shit I need. They don't have as much access as the maintenance guy. And
people dismiss them. Nobody pays attention to them, and they don't make as much money as the security guys do either.
Yep.
And oftentimes they'll know more than. Yep. Yeah, two people you don't want to mess with: the secretary and the guy who does the garbage.
Exactly. Exactly. Who does the PI talk to? The guy who does the garbage. Just give me the garbage. I'll recycle it for you.
Here, let me take that out.
Yep. All right. So there are two maintenance personnel right now. The head IT guy, Michael Prescott, or give me a last name. Prescott, I think I've used before.
Douglas?
Not this adventure.
Okay. The what? Sorry, what'd you say, Finch?
Douglas.
Michael okay.
Awesome.
Sure. We'll go that. He looks like he's a guy who's mid-20s. He went to community college near Manhattan, Kansas. So he's a local boy. Lives in a farmhouse that he inherited from his parents, and is not too far away. The other guy is a transplant from Missouri. He is a older guy, seems to be more of a handyman, or a guy who keeps the generators running. So you have both of their names and addresses. He lives in town.
For this one, we could split up.
Farmhouse outside of town, or and that guy's name is George. George Inskeep.
Inskeep?
Michael Inskeep, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so who do you want to go after first? By this time, it's of course evening. We've been driving all day.
Yeah. Do we want to two-prong this?
That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
All right. So do you want the two of you to go and talk to the IT guy? And I'll go and talk to George?
Sure. Sure.
Okay.
Works for me, but stay in contact, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Felix, you're within walking distance of George's house. I'll
Perfect.
say. Yeah.
Yeah, or
so-
I can get dropped off or take an Uber.
There's no Uber. There's no Uber out here.
There's no Uber out here.
Yeah. It's fucking small town.
Yeah, fair enough.
Super flat and super rural.
All right. So which one do we want to start with, George or Michael?
I would say Michael?
There you go. All right, I'm going to AFK it for a minute here.
Okay. So Finch and Fisher, you head out to the farmhouse. He lives on a couple acres. It's a couple, several miles to the nearest neighbor. Finch, by the way, what gear do you have? Since you drove here, you could have whatever you would normally have.
What do I what?
Let's see here. So you have your gun, a light carbine. Okay. I assume you guys are bringing all your guns and shit.
Yep.
All right. All right. So the two of you get to the farmhouse. Again, it's not well maintained. I mean, the fields are overgrown, so he's clearly not farming anymore. The house looks fine though. It's evening. The light, there's a light on the first floor. It's a 2-story farmhouse. You just go up to the front door and knock, or what are you doing?
You think knocking on the door is gonna work?
Well, I mean, if that's your cover story, you're a PI and you're offering to bribe him for information about what's going on in there.
For a given definition of bribe, yeah.
Anyway, that's you, not me. Like you'd make a decision. What do you want to do?
I guess we'll go knock on the door.
Okay. You hear footsteps coming for a moment, and you hear a voice, and it's who are you?
I'm Finch. This is Fisher. May we come in?
What? Why?
Because we said so. Or because we have.
No, I don't. I don't feel comfortable with it.
We're with the company, sir.
You're with the company?
Yeah.
Why would you want
private investigator? You know how it is.
Wait, private investigator?
Look, the boss is making noise about the building getting renovated. We're just here to find out what the heck is going on.
What do you mean? The boss is the one who wants it renovated. Mr. Lockwood wants it renovated. What are you talking about? How do you know about that?
Because he hired us.
Mr. Lockwood hired you?
Did we stutter?
Out of character, your story was that you're an investor that is not Mr. Lockwood.
No. Sorry, can I
change
that?
Yeah. What's the name of the investor? Probably an old rich white guy name.
Halverson.
So, Alverson. All right.
Halverson.
Halverson. All right. All right. So you say you're working with Halverson. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, the investor. Yeah, I've heard the name before. You're a private investigator firm. Oh, I don't think I should be talking to you. I've got a non-disclosure agreement.
I think you should be talking to us.
We're not going to ask you to tell us anything super uber serious. Can we just come in, please?
All right. What's your persuade?
My persuade is 70.
Well, you got a 78. So he says, no, you need to leave. I don't want to get in any trouble. Mr. Lockwood, it's very important that we finish the project on time to get it out of there. So, Mr. Lockwood is happy. I don't want to make Mr. Lockwood angry.
Neither do we, sir.
Or I'll call the police.
Let me kick his door down, please.
Are you saying that loud enough that he hears that?
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying it to Finch.
Okay.
I just look at him and I roll my eyes.
Okay. So Fisher, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna kick his door down.
Okay.
Oh dear.
All right. Well, you got a 4, so you totes do that. You hear, running. Michael's running away. Ah! So what are you doing next, Fisher? Are you going to chase after him?
You bet.
All
You
right.
shouldn't have yelled. Now you know where he is.
Well, he's kind of nervous for reasons. So you run from the mudroom into the living room area. Michael's heading back towards the kitchen. But in the living room, which is not lit up, but you get some light from the kitchen, you see that there is a big conspiracy theory kind of pinboard up with lots of documents all pinned to it and little pieces of string tied to it. And then there is a medical steel tray in the middle of the living room table with a sort of, one of those kind of medical cloths that they use for like patient gowns. There's something on the tray, but it's covered by the cloth. You kind of notice that as I assume you're still focused on Michael though.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see here. You got a 62, which is a success on your unarmed, and Michael is going to try and escape with a dodge, and he totally fails that. So you grab him. Finch, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna walk in after them, and I'm just shaking my head and sighing.
Okay.
I can't take you anywhere.
All right. You see those two things I described, the pinboard and the medical tray. Michael says, I'm going to call the cops. He's got a cell phone in his hand that he grabbed from the kitchen table. What are you going to do, Fisher? Are you going to try and disarm him, or are you I guess you could pin him if you wanted to, so he can't call.
I'm gonna pin him.
All right. Another unarmed check. All right, you succeed on yours. And he failed on his. So you totally do pin him. The cell phone, slides across the floor. Finch, what are you going to do? So you've got him pinned. He's crying. He's like, oh, God, don't kill me. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. I didn't say anything. I'm sorry. Oh, God. He's just panicking. Do you have human?
Me or him?
Either of you.
I don't have any human beyond base.
Right.
80.
Okay. All right. You make your human check. He is extremely someone who's suffering from, this is more than just the panic of being attacked right now. He is his mind is in a very fragile place. He's on edge. He's been, this is a man about to break regardless. He is like, this is something, now he's just on the verge of a full down breakdown. So you can give me a persuade check to avoid him. I assume you're going to try and keep him from just having a full down breakdown, right?
Oh, yes, very much.
All right.
Hey, calm down. Nobody's dying here. Nobody's dying here today. It's good. It's fine. Just breathe. All
right. You calm him down a little bit. So if anyone threatens him or does anything violent towards him, he's just going to, that's it. That's the straw that breaks the camel's back, and you're not going to get anything out of him. So, Fisher, you're going to have to release him. Are you going to?
If I have no choice, then yes.
All right. Well, Finch kind of says that, if you do, he's fine now. You can grab the cell phone though. Yeah.
All right. I grab a cell phone.
It's all good. It's fine. It's cool.
You're not with him. You didn't.
No. Yeah. No, we're not.
What do you really want?
I just want to know what's going on in there, buddy. That's all.
It's really bad.
How is it bad?
He points to the kitchen or to the living room. You can look at I took evidence. I was actually planning to. I was trying to figure out who to call. I don't know who to call. I mean, it's got to be illegal. What he's doing, it can't be legal. But I don't know. I didn't know who to call. But I didn't want to go to prison with him because it's got to be illegal. It's got to be illegal. Can't be. What he's doing is not right.
Whatever it is, I'm sure it's not legal. But you're not in trouble. You're trying your best to stop it. It's okay.
If he kills himself, but he's still there, I mean, that's still murder, right?
What?
Anyway, he points to the tray again.
I'm going to check the tray.
What's your SAN?
My SAN is 60.
I love how you giggle when you ask that.
All right, you just lose one from a natural, but yeah, you see a severed human head. It looks like Lockwood's head.
Oh, God.
Only the eye is kind of like, it's almost like it's a deformed Lockwood head. Like the eyes are asymmetrical and they're like one is way too low and one is way too high. And this isn't like damaged. That's like how it was grown. So it's like a genetically damaged Lockwood head. And yeah, it's just there. It's a severed head. You kind of jump back, eyes up. Fisher, you're still watching Michael, I assume.
Yep.
So you don't see what she reacts to, but she just jerks back.
Don't look.
You see?
I take Finch at her word.
Okay.
I don't look.
I took it because they told me to throw it in the incinerator, but I took it last week. I mean, not last week. I'm sorry, times a couple days ago, and it's not. It doesn't even smell.
A couple of days.
Yeah, it doesn't even smell, and the blood hasn't congealed or nothing. I looked it up online. Like it's not supposed to stay. It looks the same.
What? Were there others down there?
I don't know. I don't go down to level 12. I stay up. They just gave it to me. I mean, it was in a plastic bag, and I thought it was garbage, but the plastic bag ripped and it fell out. And I've been collecting out because I don't think those people that he has. I don't think they're there. I don't think they can leave. I mean, you know, those,
how many?
There's three people, scientists that he has working down there, and they just work there all the time, and they never come up. And I don't think the guards let them come up. And
that's because they're not being allowed out.
Oh, and that's wrong, right? That's illegal. And I'm not an accomplice.
I know. It's okay. Okay. How do we get to level 12?
Well, I mean, once you get inside, once you get past the vault doors, you can go anywhere. They don't have any things in there. There's stairwells. There's an elevator.
Are you able to get us down there?
Well, I mean, the thing is, there's two buzzins. One's at the gate, you know, the fence, and there's a security camera. You have to swipe your key card, and then they look at you in the camera, and then they buzz you through the fence, and then you go to the vault door, and you type in a key pass number, and then they look at you, and then they buzz you in through the vault. So they look at you with cameras twice, and I can go in. I go in every day, but I mean, you know, yeah, that's how it works. I mean, maybe you could hide outside the cameras and rush in through the thing, or if you, I mean, you guys, can you hack cameras or something? Yeah,
I'm not great, but I know how computers work.
That'd be more of a SIGINT thing or electronics. It's not computers. Because it's a physical device. So
no, I'm not good at that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you know, I guess yeah, Michael's a wreck. So you can.
I'll let him cool his heels.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys can talk. Jeff, are you back yet?
Yes, I am.
All right. So Jeff, you head over to George's house. It's a nice one-story ranch house in the middle of small town, you know, Greenville, Kansas or whatever. Okay. He's got a backyard, you know, it's a nice neighborhood. Well, I mean, kind of nice. It's, you know, a very small town. It's seen better days.
Sort of an older neighborhood.
Yeah.
I'm going to get the best assessment I can of George based on the state of his house.
Okay.
unless Finch could tell me whether or not he was married and stuff like that, that would be good to know.
He is married and he has kids.
He's married and he has kids. You said he's older, though? How old is older?
48.
Okay. All right.
So,
all right. Yeah. So I'll pause for a moment and kind of take in the place and see if maybe Human can tell me a little more about the guy. Is he struggling or is he fastidious? That kind of thing.
Your only guess is that, he's the only reason why he's doing so. I mean, he seems to be doing okay. I mean, it's obviously because he has a nice job at a bunker that's nearby.
Yep.
Otherwise there wouldn't be any reason for him to move his family here. Other than that, you can't really tell.
Okay. I'll go up and knock on the door.
All right. His wife answers. Susan says, "Hello, can I help you?"
Yes, I'm looking for George Inskeep.
Oh yes, George. Yeah, he walks up. He's t-shirt and shorts. It's still warm summer. He's drinking a Coors Light. Yeah.
Hey George, my name's Felix Sturm. I was wondering if I could take up a couple minutes of your time.
It's kind of late for a sales. Well, no, it's the next day.
It's evening.
Yeah, it's evening. It's kind of late for a sales pitch, buddy.
This isn't exactly a sales pitch, George. Mr. Halverson is deeply concerned about his investment in the place that you work.
All right, Susan, get it. Yeah, and she rolls her eyes and leaves, and he closes the door. And so you're two on the front porch. Like, Halverson, huh? I guess he would get pissed off. You work for him then?
Yeah. Do you have any idea what it's like to work directly for Mr. Halverson?
Yeah, more stress than it's worth.
I'd rather have your job, George. But my job is to find out what the state of his investment is.
Oh, buddy, you don't want my job. Not right
well,
now.
I'll tell you what. It's late. You probably already had dinner, right?
Yeah.
You think maybe you could tell your lovely wife that you need to go out for a beer? I'll buy a couple of drinks. I can ask you a few questions. And this can all be done tonight.
Do you have Persuade?
I do.
What's it at?
At 80.
You got a 9, so yes, you do. You do go out for beers. He just yells, "We're going out. Okay, we'll go to the Waffle House. It's open."
Sounds good.
They don't sell liquor that late here, mister. She wouldn't believe me. Anyway. So you go to the Waffle House, or are you gonna just stay in the parking lot?
No, we can go. I'm just thinking about this. As we're walking across to the Waffle House, I'll just say to George, any of your coworkers likely to be in there this time of night?
Bunker? Yeah, of course. They're doing.
No, I don't mean in the bunker. Are we likely to run into any of your coworkers in the Waffle House, George?
I don't see. Nah.
Okay, good enough. Let me know if you see anyone you recognize.
Michael's the only surface sider these days, and he goes to his fucking house and plays those damn video games. Wastes his goddamn time.
They'll rot your brain, George. They'll rot your brain. No, good to know. Just sing out. I don't want to get you in trouble, right?
Yeah. Look, man. Yeah, if you want any, I can get you some dirt. If you I can see that this job ain't gonna be going forever. Yeah. How much can you offer?
Well, Mr. Halverson's authorized me to make an offer of $20,000 on confirming the security of his investment, and then from there, I can put in a recommendation. I can make sure that your records come to the top when people have to be reemployed.
All right. That's another persuade check. How well can you lie? That's a 25. He'll get a human check against that. He has a 30. But he fails his human check. All right, he believes you. It's like, thank God, somebody. Yeah, I want to get off the sinking ship while I can. Lockwood's lost it. He's fucking, he's selling that fucking snake oil to. He doesn't even. People think he's selling to, conspiracy. He sells to rich ladies in California most of the time. All that herbal medicine and power crystals and shit like that. He sells to anybody because everybody's fucking kooky these days, fucking anti-vaxxers and shit. Anyways, but he bought into his own thing. He's building a fucking, I think he's gonna find the fountain of youth or something. He's got a bunch of scientists down there. He's trying to convert the bunker into a lab, like and he's already doing experiments down on level 12 or something. They're drawing a lot of power. And yeah, it's going crazy.
I heard rumors about unauthorized personnel.
I don't know anything about that.
People who are maybe out of place last few weeks.
Well, I don't know. Some of those, they don't never come up or down. No one's like me and Michael, the only people go back to the surface anymore. The guards are all there 24/7. They're getting kind of antsy. Those fucking scientists he has, I ain't never seen them, but the first time they come in, I don't think they've ever come up. And Lockwood himself is super agitated. He's wanting more and more power. I'm fucking running errands most of the time. We're running a skeleton crew. I tell him to bring more people on if this is a big thing, but he's so paranoid about anyone, telling anybody. Say, fuck you, old man. This is breaking all kinds of contracts with this. He tore up Unit 7. It could going to take him a year at least to build a clean room or whatever bullshit he thinks he can have installed there. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's some pretty useful information, George. Now here's the other problem, though. I got to come back with some kind of evidence of what's going on so that Halverson can take it before the other investors and get this whole shit show back on track.
Uh-huh.
Well, so I need a way to get photos, or maybe to get myself in there so that I can take the photos. I wouldn't want to put you in jeopardy. How can I access the place?
If you're a real good bullshitter, and it looks like you are, you could just tell him you're a lawyer. He's afraid of go there as lawyer, threatening breach of contract. He's been ranting every day about how Albertson's going to threaten, breach of contract, drag him into court. He can't stand it, not when he's so close, because he's afraid of, if he's dragged into court, then he has to prove to the court that he's fulfilling his contract, and he won't accept arbitration, or Albertson won't accept it. Yeah. So if you're real good, it doesn't, just wave that piece of paper around and just say, or get a lawyer. If you're working for Albertson, get a lawyer to go with you and waive breach of contract down there. They can't, they're terrified of being formally sued. They don't want anybody, finding out about it. So that's the only way I could see it. Well, I mean, other thing is we got this ventilation shaft that's been acting up. I mean, but is the job worth repelling, 50 feet down?
That sounds like some Mission Impossible type stuff. That runs all the way to the bottom, does it?
No, it gets to level 3. Level 2. But from once you're in there, it's a massive place. There's only 10. I mean, it's supposed to, 500 people are supposed to live down there, and there's barely 10 now. You could sneak all you want down there. There's 2 stairwells. And an elevator. I mean, you'd be easy to. I mean, again, then you have to get back up 50 feet. So Jesus.
That'd be terrible.
Do that. I mean, I unscrewed the ventilation shaft to do work on it, and it's just there unguarded. You have to get past the fence, but there's a secret to the cameras. They're fixed cameras, and if you go right underneath them, you can get inside the yard without the camera seeing you. They only look at the actual fence itself there, and then the vault door, because you have to be buzzed in twice to get inside the vault, all legitimate like. You see,
pretty typical, eh? They cut costs left, right, and center, huh?
Yeah, well, yeah, no, they did. I mean, those guards they have, they're special ops and blah blah blah. They ain't shit. They're fucking weekend warrior, fucking rent-a-cops.
A bunch of mall ninjas in there.
Well, I think he hired them based on how much they actually believed in his bullshit. I mean, they all toady around him, and they think he's God's gift to humanity or whatever. I mean, they can fire a gun. There's a gun range down there. Did you know that?
Nice.
Yeah.
So I would expect that.
Yeah. Yeah, they got a rock wall, a pool, wave pool, spa. You know, accommodations for 500 people. It's nice. I mean, if it was a hotel, it would be a 3 or 4 star hotel. And I mean,
if it was finished and maintained, and he wasn't spending all the money on crazy shit,
and it wasn't a fucking hole in the ground in the middle of nowhere, you know. But
they should put that on the brochures, George.
Yeah. Well, look, you pay me. Look, if you don't pay me, I'm gonna go to Alberson.
No, by all means, no. So here's how this is gonna go down.
Yeah.
So we're in town for the next couple of days, and then I file my report. When I file my report, you get paid.
Okay.
That's how this works.
All right. Well, that's good. That's good because Lockwood is having some kind of midlife crisis or something. I think he keeps talking about living through the millennium and when the stars are right, you know, surviving the stars or changing, you know, the star ain't gonna blow up for 1 billion years. I saw that on the Nova once. So yeah, he's just getting crazy. Fucking lots of other things to worry about.
Nice. I'll let George go on for a while, but I think I've got just about all I need from him.
Yep.
So
all right.
So yeah, I'll shake his hand. I'll tell him I'll be in touch.
Yep.
You know, and then I will start walking back toward the hotel.
Okay.
The motel.
Yeah. Finch and Fisher. Did either of you want to say anything? Ask anything else of Michael?
I think we've gotten what we need out of him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before we go, I am going to snap a pic of that wall. Oh, crazy! Just in case.
No. All right. It seems like let's see.
On my way out, I'm gonna say sorry for the door, in a not really sorry kind of way. It's like,
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. So it is a very so yeah, all three of you get back and meet up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's your plan?
I think the ventilation shaft is the best way to go.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm thinking it might pay off better that way. That way we don't have to explain anything. We don't have to hand over witnesses, et cetera, et cetera. You should hand over Douglas's contact info to Metrano, though, so that he can be picked up and debriefed. And whatever he's got in his house can be taken care of, or we can get instructions about it. George doesn't know shit, thinks he's going to be getting a bunch of money from Halverson soon. So we've got about 48 hours. Personally, if you guys aren't too exhausted, I say we go tonight.
I'm up for it.
All right.
The only trick there is we got to get down 50 feet of ventilation shaft. So we need gear.
We need climbing gear.
Now let's see if Metrano's got anything in the area. Otherwise, we'll have to figure something out.
Nope.
Truck stop will probably have rope.
Yeah, truck stop will have rope. Yeah, you drive for an hour or two to get to an all-night truck stop. And you do get rope. That is very basic stuff.
Yep, nylon rope, like a couple of tow hooks to hook the rope up. Probably not much else, really. The only thing, Ross, I don't have weapons detailed on my sheet. My normal kit would be probably the same as with Coral Nomad. So an assault rifle if I can have it, but I'm not too worried about that. A knife and a silenced medium pistol.
Yeah, you can have all that. That's fine.
I love it. I love it when the GM just lets me have whatever I want. It's good.
That's not a good thing.
You guys. Oh, okay. I gave you what you want. You're like, oh no, that's terrible. How dare you?
It makes me instantly suspicious.
You have good instincts.
Yeah, it's fine. So you do this. By this point, it's 2 a.m. Are you going to sleep? Or are you going to try and get buzzed in through the fence? Or are you going to just try and get through the fence and get to the ventilation shaft discreetly?
How are you with the sneaky stuff, Finch?
30.
What about you, Fisher?
My stealth is 70.
So we can do this slightly differently. Fisher, if you can get to one of the cameras and disable it.
Actually, George told you exactly how to avoid.
Okay. So we don't need to sneak up to the cameras. We just have to observe them for a couple of minutes.
You can safely if you get the cooperation. If you have Michael or George buzz you in, you can get inside the yard without making a skill check, but you have to tell one of them to let you in, and then you're going to be there. And the thing is, you're going to be there.
Michael.
All right, yeah. With Michael, you contact Michael.
He's already terrified. So
yeah.
What are we telling him?
Yeah.
Do you mind if I do the talking this time, Finch?
Have at, my friend.
All right. So we'll actually show up at Michael's door.
Okay.
His poor busted door.
Fisher behind me to the right, kind of thing.
No.
And then Finch, stand as you like. He'll find you more reassuring because he's convinced you're reasonable. So we'll get there, and Mr. Douglas.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Douglas. My name is Felix Stern. You've already met Finch and Fisher.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Douglas, you are, whether intentionally or not, you have been party to a crime, rather a series of crimes.
I didn't mean to. I didn't know. I didn't know.
Right. Yeah, but unfortunately, ignorance of the law is no excuse. However, you have an opportunity to make this good, to make it all as if this never happened.
Okay. So what do I do? Who are you with? Are you FBI?
We're with the Ghostbusters.
Mr. Douglas, you're familiar with like spy and thriller movies?
Sure.
Do you know why I won't answer your question?
Oh, it goes up high, right? Your Delta Force or something like that.
Who deals with billionaires when they get out of line?
Well, the FBI? I don't know.
Sure. I'll just say sure and give him a very not reassuring smile.
Okay.
All
right.
All we need from you, Mr. Douglas, is for you to have forgotten something or to need to check in on something back at the bunker.
Okay.
And to get us past the first gate. From there, we'll take care of the rest.
Early. I can get it. I can go into work early.
That sounds very good. My suggestion is that you also leave early.
Well, I'll try to. All right. So you convince him. I rolled for your persuade. It was a 5, so good job.
Okay.
And he, even though you clearly have assault weapons with you.
Well, I don't have it on my shoulder.
Well, yeah, but again, you're wearing body armor and shit, or at least Fisher is. So
Fisher and I would be suited up at this point.
Yeah. Finch, what weapons do you have again?
Just my pistol and a carbine in the car.
Yeah. Well, you're going to be carrying that carbine in, I imagine.
Oh yes.
Yeah. And I'll have already informed these two that from George's, based on what George told us, it sounds like the security guards are almost certainly deeply involved in this.
Yeah.
And so, do not hesitate. Do not attempt to arrest them. Don't try to restrain them. If they show up and they have a gun drawn, just put them down. Let's not do that. The last time anyone did that with me, I got shot. So if they have a gun,
that happens in this line of work.
If they have a gun, kill them.
I'm down with that.
Let's see here.
I'm not sure, but if it's them or us.
All right. So the three of you go in using Michael's help. He gets you into the yard. So it's early morning, and you get to the ventilation shaft. So one person's going to have to make. Let's see. Well, actually, all three of you have to make athletic checks to rappel in. So who's going down first?
Fisher first.
I volunteer.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see here. And Fisher, you have athletics of 80. So yeah, this is totally your thing. And you got a 20. So good job. You rappel down safely. You're in the bunker. Who's going in next?
I'm going to suggest Finch goes next, so Fisher has a chance to catch her if something goes wrong.
All right.
Athletics 30.
All right.
Not my bailiwick.
Nope.
Low and slow. They don't know we're here.
All right. Well, that was a 90. So you can choose to you're not used to doing this, and this is not exactly like professional climbing gear. It's rope you got at a truck stop and some other things. So you can choose to let's see here. You don't have like specialized climbing gloves either, so like you can burn your hands, or you can drop your gun, or you can double down.
I
And
hope Fisher catches you.
no. I'll let you give you one more skill check, but if you fail the second skill check, you will start falling. So do you want to take one of the minor penalties or double down?
No, I'm going to take one of the minor penalties.
Which one? Drop your gun or
Burn the inside of my hands.
burn the inside of your hands. All right. Well, that's 2 points of damage. It's gonna, and also you will have a -20 when firing a gun because guess what? Guns, you kind of need your hands to shoot.
That puts me at 50. That's okay in my book.
Yeah, it's better than nothing. So yeah, you burn your hands pretty badly because again, you're not used to this, and it's not your thing. So, finally, Felix, and yours is 60, right?
60, yeah.
All right. Same problem. You roll a 65. So I'll give you the same set of choices.
So if I double down, I fall.
If you fail your second skill check. Like,
Yeah, if I fail my second skill check.
Yeah.
Oh, son of a bitch. I'm going to drop my gun. Hope Fisher can catch it.
All right. Fisher, yeah, you hear something coming whistling down. Are you going to catch it or jump out of the way?
Catch it.
All right. Oh, you made a choice. I rolled a 100.
No.
That's a critical failure.
No. Oh, that's brutal.
What happened?
You take 4 points of damage as a rifle hits you squarely in the face.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you're bleeding. Yeah, your scalp's open a little bit. And the rifle, unfortunately, the safety was on because you guys had firearms check. But yeah, it slams on the ground. Yeah.
Oh, comedy of errors.
Having a rifle fall 30 feet on your head is not fun.
Yeah, no, that would suck.
Yeah.
Well, probably about the same as getting hit with it.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Felix.
That
gas to my head.
So yeah.
So when I get down to the bottom, I'm going to look at Fisher and I'm going to be like, people catch things with their hands.
Oh, God.
I'm just gonna look at him, glare, and growl something unintelligible.
Do any of you have first aid?
Yeah.
10.
Let me take a look here. I'm not sure what kind of boat I'm in for that. Might not be what Roy does. No, you're boned. Sorry about that.
All right.
I mean, we can try it.
Sure, we can't get any more screwed.
You can if you've critically.
No, you can. If we critically fail that, we could.
Yeah.
So I think maybe we should settle for bandaging it as best we can, so we're not leaving a blood trail.
All right.
And just moving on.
All right, so that's fun. I'll say because yeah, the rifle will say it still works. But yeah,
Paid for in Fisher's blood.
yeah. Well, at least you think it works. I mean, it doesn't look. I mean, you have to fire off some rounds to try it out, but that's probably a bad idea. But yeah, you're on level 3. There's no one around you. In fact, there's only emergency lights right now. They're only running power to the section, or they're only turning the lights on in places that people are actually at. So
okay, and George gave us the tip off for the stairwells.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll head for those, keeping an eye out for any cameras or what have you that George may have failed to mention.
All right.
Or people.
Head for the stair. Well, I was hoping that would go without saying.
All right, let me make dice rolls. All right.
Get Fisher Ninja to go first because he's sneakiest.
All right. So Fisher, your head is ringing still a little bit, but as you've sloppily applied some bandages to your head to mat down the blood. But yeah, you're fine. And let's see, you're on level 3 or level 2 right now. You only know that level 12 is supposed to be. So yeah, what do you start heading down? let's see here. Are you just heading straight to level 12, or are you just going to listen for people and try and like find the closest person or something?
I am just gonna. I think I'm gonna listen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, one level down, level 3, you see, or you actually hear and see, hear some kind of sounds, and see lights. Most of again, the hallways are darkened, but it seems there's one room that's lit up, in the middle of level 3. You're on the side staircase. There's 2 staircases or stairwells. One is right next to the elevator or near the elevator in the center of the bunker. And then there's one secondary one that goes from like level 12 to level 2. Then you have to take the primary staircase to get to the surface. It kind of gets bottlenecked, but yeah. So there's one room that's lit up on level 3. You could walk in or run in or sneak in to check that out, but you can't. Oh wait, no. There's actually, I forgot. There's good signage in the bunker. So it's a security station up ahead.
All right, then I am going to sneak my way in there.
What's your stealth?
70.
All right, that is a 17. You are quite sneaky. And the guard isn't listening for you because, you go up and see that there's a guard. He's in the security station. Looks like this is the room that they buzz people in through. There's security cameras showing the fence and the vault door. There's controls to open and close the vault door. There's other security cameras, and there's one guard in there.
All right. Can I choke him out?
That would take another. That would definitely be an opposed stealth check and then an unarmed check.
Let's choke him out.
All right. By the way, are you two just letting him sneak up ahead and do his thing?
In this case, I actually agree with what he's doing. So okay. I'm going to rely on him to know his limits.
I'm staying in the stairwell just in case.
All right. All right. Critical success on the stealth check. So you grab him, you choke him, and you choke him out. Yeah. Good job.
All right.
He's
gold star for me.
Yep. So what are you gonna do?
All right. I'm gonna take a look at just exactly what is at my fingertips. Like what's I know you said there was like camera monitors and stuff like that in the station.
Military science. I mean, this is figuring out the security of a situation. What's your military science?
60.
Hey, you got another critical success.
All right.
33. This is to control the. This is the upper level security station. This is like to control the ins and outs of the station, of the bunker, and that kind of thing. So it's like levels 1 through 3 primarily, and the entrances and exits and that kind of thing, and the ventilation. So it doesn't have any eyes on the bottom level or anything. There is a comm system that goes to. There's a second security station on level 9. That's for the rest of the station, or I keep saying station, bunker. So this. So you can only kind of get eyes on the first 3 levels, and you're on level 3 already. But you can open the vault door, you can close the vault door, you can, turn the ventilation off. You can. You also have a map of the facility now. Yeah. So yeah, there's a choke point, that vault door. The bunker. I mean, trying to climb back up that ventilation shaft is going to be grueling. Climbing 50 feet up is a lot harder than rappelling down 50 feet.
Remind me, what's in that vault?
You don't know.
That's the.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought the vault door was to get in and out of the bunker.
Oh yeah, the outside. Yeah, the outside vault door. There is something on level 12 that has been described as a vault. Sorry, but yeah, the vault to the bunker. The bunker.
Oh, okay.
The how to get in and out of the bunker. Sorry.
All right. Are there any security cameras I can disable, or is there any way for me to like hinder their capacity to detect our intrusion, either up to this point or going forward?
You don't know which cam. You only have the cameras over in the first 3 levels. You realize they're running on. You actually see the security roster. There's only 4 guards. You just knocked out 1, so there's only 3 left. So they can't be that too observant of the security monitors. So I mean, you could open the vault door and they wouldn't know it. You know, they're probably all down on level 12, or you know, their rooms are on level 10. The lab is set up on level 12. And there's a gun range in between on level 11, which is the training, you know, center or operations. So they're all down on the bottom 3 levels. And they're probably not paying that much attention to the security. They just assume no one's going to be able to. No one's trying to ninja their way in. So you got, yeah. So you could just walk down to level whatever. You know what? Hey, Lockwood is probably on level 12. The scientists are probably on level 12 as well. Yeah. The guards are going to be probably on level 12 or 11. Some of them. You know, there's probably going to be at least 1 guard with Lockwood at all times, and the other 2 guards are just doing different things.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disable any disable whatever cameras, motion sensors, other security measures I can. I'm going to open the vault door, and I'm going to motion for Finch and Felix to follow me and stay close.
All right. You do that for levels 1 through 3. Again, the sensors are all the other sensors for the rest of the bunker controlled at the level 9 security station. So that I think
we should consider stopping there and taking that out on the way down.
Agreed.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Yeah, you head down to level 9 pretty unstopped. But yeah, level 9, it's set up the same way. You can sneak up on the guy, and it looks like there is one of the other guards stationed at the level 9 one. He is actually talking to someone though. You can hear it's like, yeah, Michael, we need you to fix the server for their data. Yeah, their research is progressing. We need you to reboot the server. It's slow again. So get your ass down here. And George, can you fix? It looks like Michael and George are both working right now. So George is working on the generators on level 8. But do you want to sneak up and try and knock out this guard as well?
Yep.
Once the conversation's over.
Yep. All right. You sneak up to the room. You see the other guard. There's another secured. Let's see here. He will get a chance. 50. He actually turns around. You were. Oh wait, no, sorry. It's a 4, not a 40. So you're unarmed. You got a normal success. Actually, you failed on your unarmed this time. You got an 84 instead of 80. You grab at him, but he flinches, and he was reaching to put the walkie back just as you're trying to choke him. So he was leaning away from you. So he turns around and sees you, and he is going to punch you in the face. And he does, unless you dodge. Or are you going to take the punch so you can try and fight him again, or are you going to use your next action to defend against it?
Are you who's
basically what happened? You tried to choke him out, you failed. He turns around and now he's attacking you with an unarmed. What are you going to do? Your surprise action failed, so now you're just in combat with it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna break out my tomahawk and bury it into his skull.
All right, that's an action to draw, so he will attack you. Or actually, no, he does attack you. So you take 1 point of damage. Good job. How many hit points do you have left?
I have, let's see. That brought me down to 11.
11?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took 4 from
Fishers.
From Felix dropping his gun, and 1 from the punch.
Yeah,
okay.
Fisher's a beast.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. All right. So, what is your melee at? 70. Okay. You get a 14. Well, he is going to try and use unarmed to grab your arm and try and block you. And he gets a 2, which does not beat yours. So you hit him with the tomahawk. And
Bury the hatchet, so to speak.
you don't kill him though, and he screams. Ah! Yeah, it's not a silent kill. It's not a clean kill. He's a big beefy guy too. He has more than 6 hit points, which is what you inflicted on him. So at this point, you two, what are you gonna do? Now that it's gone loud, possibly. You're on level 9 right now. You don't know how far that sound's going to carry.
Yeah. Who do you want first, Finch or me?
Finch, what are you going to do?
Well, so much for the stealthy approach. I'm going to unsling my carbine off my back, and I am going to point it down the stairwell just in case somebody heard that on the lower level and is coming up.
Okay, well, you're at the side stairwell right now. There's 2 stairwells, the main one and the side one. Are you going to stay focused on this one, or are you going to run over to the main stairwell? And,
I'll run for the main stairwell.
All right, so you're running over there. Felix, what are you going to do?
I am going to move into the security station.
Okay, so you're moving up there.
Yeah, and if I can, I will attempt to restrain the security guard so that he can't hit a panic button or anything like that, while hopefully Fisher finishes him off.
Well, let's see how your athletics is. You rolled a 90, so you're not doing that.
I'm not going to get all the way there.
Nope, you're not. You're kind of taken off guard. You didn't expect that to happen. You thought it'd be like last time. And you're like, oh, shit.
Yep. I thought he had that.
Yep. All right, new round. I assume you're going to keep tomahawking the guy.
Yep.
All right, you rolled a 5. He is going to try and grab it again with his unarmed of 60. And he rolls a 19. Now that beats yours, so he grabs your arm. So he blocks it. So now, now he's holding on to you. And so that's that round. As you're now in a life and death struggle, and he's bleeding pretty profusely. At this point, Finch, you get to the stairwell. What's your alertness?
70.
Critical 6. Nope, that's not a critical success. That's a 91, not a 11. Yeah, you don't see anything. You're fine. Let's see here. Who's next? And Felix, you get in the room. You see what's going on.
Yeah. I'll cover the rest of the distance.
Yeah.
I'm going to step in. I imagine they're sort of moving around as they're struggling.
Oh, yeah.
I'll kick the guard's legs out from under him so that Fisher can bear him down and just finish him off.
All right. What's your unarmed 60?
80.
80. All right. You're real good at it. 43. And he can't do anything else because he already spent his action blocking the tomahawk. Yeah, you inflict 3 points of damage on him. I assume you're just hitting for damage, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, if I can kick him in the back of the knees or what have you and assist Fisher, great. But
okay.
I'll settle for damage. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, he goes down. He collapses between that. New round, Finch. Let's see here. Yeah, everything's fine. Let's see here. Fisher.
Good. This is fine. Everything is fine.
Everything's fine. Let's see here. Fisher, what are you going to do? There's the security cameras. You could look and see if anyone's been alerted to your presence. He was screaming bloody murder before he got kicked and knocked out, essentially. Or he went down. And you can finish him off this round if you want to do that.
Let's finish him off.
All right, you finish him off. Let's see here. Felix, what are you going to do?
I will check the monitors.
All right. What's your alertness?
50.
All right, there's blood on them. It's hard to, some of it. It's you're just stuff's happening.
Yep, stuff's happening. That's not great.
All right.
All right, I'll unlimber the assault rifle.
All right. Let's see here. Finch, a bullet rings out near you. Pew! Fired from level 11. They rolled a miss though. So what are you gonna do?
I'm going to retreat back
Okay.
towards the others.
All right, you get out of the line of fire. Let's see here. Fisher, what are you going to do?
I am going to. Finch took fire from the stairwell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I am going to go out there, unlimber my Mark 48 machine gun, and let loose a burst of about 20 rounds.
It'll take you around to unsling that and get into position.
All right.
Next round. So you get out in the hallway and unsling your machine gun. Felix, what are you gonna do?
Oh shit. I'll move up to Finch.
Okay.
And see if I can get eyes on target.
You'd have to get closer to the stairwell. You're too far back. The fire is coming from below.
Okay.
It's like it's a it's one of those central staircases that kind of like a corkscrew kind of design, so you can look all the way down and up. But you have to be close to the edge to look down or up. And if you look and if you're that close, if they can see you, they can shoot you. So you could totally go up and take a peek, but you could be shot at.
But I will get shot at. Is this the only stairwell that goes down to that level, or does the other stairwell go down?
There's the second stairwell. Second stairwell goes from level 2 to level 12.
I'll head for the second stairwell.
All right, so you're retreating.
I'll say to Fisher, going around.
All right. So new round. You hear a voice coming up from the bottom. This is it's an older man's voice. Actually, you all recognize it as Lockwood's voice because you've probably listened to Google clips of him or YouTube clips of him because he's rich business guy. He has spoken to his employees and things. Lockwood says, "This is a mistake. I'm trying to better humanity. Lay down your weapons. We can come to a peaceful agreement." So
I just let out a big old hearty South Boston. Fuck you.
Are you going to lean over the edge and open?
Nice.
Yeah, sure. Just as loud as I can.
All right. You peek over the side. Let's see if you make your alertness check. You do. There is a shooter aiming up at you. Do you want to dodge or do you want to try and shoot them first?
Shoot them first.
All right. Let's take a look at your dex.
Make it a burst about.
Your
Make
dex.
it a long burst.
Unfortunately, their dex is higher than you, and they had their gun trained on that position, so they're going to get their shot off first. Let's see here. But they rolled a 95. Ooh, pew! But zips by your head. You're used to that. You're fine. So you can now fire. So you're using lethal damage essentially.
Yep.
All right. Let's see here. Lethality 15%. First off, you have to get on target, so that's 80%. And you rolled a 25, and they already shot, so they can't dodge. So I'll go ahead and roll that lethality.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
That is a 12. You totally murdered someone with lethality.
Holy crap.
Holy cow.
Just sort of red misted them right there on the spot.
Also, you're in an underground bunker. Yeah, everyone's just fucking deaf as the gunshots just reverberate. Dunk, 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 dunk. What's actually faster than that? But you get the idea. Finch, what are you
I'm headed for the other stairwell.
Yeah. Well, you're.
It's still loud.
It's still very loud. Finch, what are you doing?
I'm guessing that's a no then.
Well,
I'm gonna head for the other stairwell.
All right, the two of you do that. New round. The other two agents are at the secondary stairwell. Fisher, you make your alertness check. At the bottom of the stairwell, level 12, you see Lockwood looking up at you. He is unarmed. What are you gonna do?
I tell him to get the fuck on his stomach. Spread your legs. Spread your hands.
All right. Sorry. He says he raises his hands up and says, "I am unarmed. Please, I am trying to help people."
I don't give a fuck. Get on your stomach.
He's not. He just is still talking. You know.
All right.
He keeps talking, begging for you to stop. What are you? Is that your round? Is just yelling at? I guess that's your round. This round is you're just trying to get him to do that, and it takes you this round to realize he's not going to do that. But anyways, other two agents. What are you two? Are you going to go down the secondary stairwell? No, it doesn't look like anyone's coming up.
Yeah, Felix is going to head down, being careful.
Okay. Does that mean stealth?
Yeah. Yeah, all right. He's got a heavy machine gun. How much, or a light machine gun? How much trouble can Fisher get into? So
A lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you're talking to him. But I'm
I'm
not there, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, you
Yeah,
can hear them
sneaking.
yelling at each other, but all right. What's your stealth at?
Just check that. Stealth is 60.
Okay. Yeah. No, you're well. Whatever. You're fine. That was not a good skill roll, but it was not a critical failure. So yeah.
I was going to say I'm not as sneaky as I would like to be, but I don't fall down the stairs in a big clatter and bang.
Nope. Finch, are you
we can live
just
with that.
following after Felix?
No, I don't know what to do. Either way, somebody's going to get left alone, and I don't really feel comfortable doing that, but I'm going to follow him.
All right, so you two go down a level. You're at level 10 now. So new round. Fisher, it's clear to you that Lockwood is not going to follow your instructions. He is holding his hands up and not, talking to you. What are you going to do?
All right. I'm going to approach Lockwood and use some pain compliance techniques to get him on the ground on his stomach. Get his hands down.
We're right now. You're on level 9 and he's on level 12. So you have to go down the stairwell. Remember,
Okay.
You were just yelling at each other from a couple stories at the stairwell. So
all right.
So
well then,
are you
I
gonna go
run
the stair-
down to Lockwood.
Okay, so you're just running.
Yep.
Okay. You two, are you going down? You're at level 10 now. What are you gonna do?
Continuing down.
All right. You down to level 11. You're down to level 10. So are you two going? You two are going slower, and he's running. So
So we're probably both on level 11 this round.
Yeah. So Fisher, I assume you're keeping Lockwood in sight.
Yep.
All right. That's slowing you down a little bit. So for the sake of convenience, I'll say all three of you arrive at level 12 the same round, just at different stairwells. Side stairwell team, the other two agents, Finch and Felix, you come down there, the corridor is kind of lit up. You look over to the central corridor or central sort of opening where the central stairwell is. You see Lockwood looking up with his hands up. He's clearly he's still pleading with Fisher to, stop using violence. You see, however, to your other side, you see there's a large steel blast door kind of thing that's ajar, and there's light in it, and then there's there's a couple darkened corridors leading off that have security lights and emergency lights. So that's what the two of you see. So what are you two going to do?
Any movement?
You don't see. Aside from Lockwood, you don't see anything. You can't really, there might be something happening beyond the blast door, but because it's ajar and the lights are on, but you can't really tell. So,
Humans on lock. Oh, sorry.
No, you go first.
Oh, I was just going to say humans on Lockwood. Is he even? Body language, anything I can tell?
All right, so you spend this round studying him. He doesn't seem afraid at all. He, is very calm about the whole thing, which to you is not a natural response, especially since Lockwood must have seen his associate get gunned down. Mm-hmm. So that's very unusual. Yeah. So something's up with Lockwood, but you know, I mean, there's nothing else immediately apparent from. I mean, you're not talking to him; he's not looking at you, so you can't tell too much.
Yeah,
and you're
no,
like, a quarter away.
Yep.
Finch, what about you? What are you gonna do?
I'm going to draw down on the vault door. I'm not going to open it. I'm just going to aim at it in case something comes out.
Okay.
Or someone.
All right. Okay, so you're watching the lock door, and actually, you can notice there is a bit of motion. It looks like maybe someone's right behind the blast door, trying to peek through the little, slit, the little opening. So yeah, you see that.
I aim right at him.
Okay. Well, that's all you can do this round. Fisher, you come down to the bottom of the landing, bottom of the staircase. You're a bit sweating, your heart's pumping. Lockwood's there. This says, please, I beg of you, for one last time, in this madness before anyone else is hurt.
I just ignore him and force him down onto his stomach and get his hands behind his back and cuff him.
So you're sort of slinging your machine gun so you can do that?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you do that. And he kind of resists a little bit as you put his arm. You're putting his arms behind his back, kind of like a cop does when you arrest him.
Yep.
Is that it? Okay. Yeah, at this point, his arm just comes off at the shoulder. It just kind
Holy
of
shit.
off. Yeah, that's gonna be sand check.
Sand
What?
check for everybody.
Yep. Well, except for Finch, she's not looking at it.
Fair enough.
No, I already dealt with the severed head. I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah, it's one for both of you because you both made it. But yeah, the arm, and it's wiggling, and it kind of the shoulder, it kind of rotates backwards and sort of like, let's see here.
Oh God, it's turned into the thing.
It kind of tries to latch onto you, Fisher. You jerk away. I assume you drop it out of panic, or do you hold on to it? What are you gonna do?
Drop it. Dodge.
All right, yeah. You drop it and you get away from it. As Lockwood turns around, it's like, oh, you shouldn't have. I was trying to be civilized. The arm starts spazzing out and sort of crawling towards you. So new round. Fisher, what are you gonna do?
Shoot the fuck out of it.
All right, this round you have to get your machine gun back out. So you get that out. Lockwood is also approaching you. Look, this will be quick. Just stop resisting. As he reaches out with his other arm. Felix, what are you gonna do?
Long burst into Lockwood.
Okay. What's your firearms check?
50.
All right. That's a 59. So that is fortunately, he did not crit fail, and he wasn't close enough that I'm going to have him hit by it. But yeah, that was a thing you did.
Yep.
And what are you going to do next? Let's see here. Lockwood's just walking. He's not even. Yeah, he's not even pushing toward. He's not even trying to run at you. He's just walking towards you. Finch, you hear gunfire. Are you keep watching the blast door, or are you?
I'm going to turn to look.
Okay. Well, that's a sand check. You make it, so it's just one sand. What are you gonna do?
What the fuck? And I open fire on the arm.
Okay.
That's a 50% on that because of the thing.
Yep. And you got a 79, which is not a crit failure, so good job. Yeah. Your aim is a little shaky, weirdly enough. And your hands burn like the dickens. At this point you hear the blast door opening up. Please don't shoot! Don't shoot! We're not with him, help us! You hear a voice to your left, essentially. So new round. So Fisher, you're closest to it. You're backing away from the crawling arm and what's left of Lockwood. You have your Mark 48 machine gun unslung. What are you going to shoot? You're at point blank range for either one.
Oh crap. I'm going to put a long burst into Lockwood.
All right. It was a 90, but you're at point blank range. Unless you rolled 100, you can't miss. So we'll do lethal damage. And that was a 77, which would be 14 damage. So Lockwood gets torn up pretty severely. He staggers back. Parts of him just sort of fall off. And the arm just kind of jumps up at you at this point, as it's been growing tiny little arms onto itself. And it rolls.
Oh god, that's horrifying.
And it kind of misses you, but it's getting faster. You angered it. Lockwood stops tugging at this point as you shot his jaw off. But there's no blood. It's just kind of this. There is some blood, but not nearly as much as there should be. And there's just this whitish, unnatural, doughy flesh that's kind of all over it. It's just, yeah, it's not good. So Felix, what are you gonna do?
Such a bastard, Ross. Okay, so I just watched Lockwood get ripped up by machine gun fire.
The arm is still moving.
Doing a lot. There's people trying to come out the doors.
Oh, you turn around and look.
Yeah, well, like I'll glance over, right?
Yeah, you see Tim Cohen and Dr. Mendez. They're both terrified. They're wide-eyed. They look haunted.
Where's the other one?
She's trying to keep the other one stable.
I'll wave them over to us.
Yeah. All right. They rush over to. Yes. Go get her. Yes. She's the one who we need to keep the power running at all costs.
What happens if we don't?
It'll wake up.
Fuck you, people.
It was a mistake. We didn't have any control over it. It thinks it's human. It ate Lockwood. It became Lockwood. It's Fred.
Great. Yeah, wonderful. Okay, show me, and I'll.
All right, so you're going in the room.
All of them. Yeah, I'm going in the room.
Finch, what about you?
Is he still mobile?
Who?
Lockwood.
Lockwood fell down. Lockwood's arm is still mobile.
I'm going to try to put one in the arm.
All right, just a single shot.
Well, I don't know if my carbine can do burst.
You can do single fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a 40. That's a hit. So good job. Yeah, bullet tears into it. It kind of slides across the room. There's a little blood trail that Fisher can see. And it stopped for a round. So Fisher, both of them haven't moved. They've been shot. What are you gonna do?
Put another long burst in Lockwood.
All right, that's 3 bursts now. Finch, are you going to do anything? Are you going to shoot the arm again? Finch?
I'm just gonna screw it. I'll put another one in it.
All right. That's a critical failure though. With a 77, your gun jams. All right, yeah. Cartridge caught in the receiver or something like that.
God damn it.
Yep. You'll have to spend at least another round and make a successful firearms checks to clear it. Could have been worse. I could have had you shoot Fisher. But yeah,
I don't want to shoot Fisher.
I know. You don't want to shoot Fisher.
He's got 11 health points. I'm pretty sure he'd make it either way.
Okay, well,
I don't know. I can roll.
I don't like pretty sures.
Do you want to find out, Fisher?
No.
I don't, Ross.
All right. I'm being very nice. So Felix, you go in there. There is a lab that's of sorts. It's been set up. This used to be a storage room, so it's pretty bare bones, but there's microscopes and centrifuges and all that kind of shit. In the center of the room, in a glass containment case, there is an object. That's about as far as you can understand it. It is totally alien in appearance. It's kind of hazy and then very sharp at places. But that's just, they're looking at the far end of the room. And you can see that there is a glass cage that has been set up, or a glass container that's been set up, and it looks like they're sort of spraying. There's some machinery that's been set up. It's very cold in this room. It's coming from that glass cage. And Dr. Brooks is there frantically jury rigging equipment. And there's something in the mists though. It's kind of, we took all the refrigeration equipment, we turned it into essentially if it's cold enough, it's inactive. It stays inactive.
You're keeping it in stasis. It's hibernating.
Yeah.
Right.
But you see in the mist through it, you see a human arm and another human arm and a human arm and a human arm, and they're all bundled together. It's like an array. You're reminded of like an octopus with all of its stingers or its suction cups, only their hands.
Almost reminds me of a recent video that I might have seen.
Maybe a certain GM was inspired by it. Yeah, and then there is a central sort of spherical thing next to the arm, but you see eyes and multiple eyes. They're babbling at you. It started. I don't know. We haven't tried. I mean, we don't. I mean, Lockwood. There's always been at least one stable Lockwood to tell us what to do, and we don't know.
Solvents, explosives.
We could try and jury rig something. I guess now that there's one guard left, I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, well, we'll keep an eye out for that. You work on finding a way to incinerate this floor.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So let's see here. So yeah, that's your. Oh yeah, you should make a sand check for seeing the thing.
Yes, I absolutely should.
What's your sand right now?
67.
All right, you make it with a 63. Good job.
Nice.
You lose 1 sanity.
Yeah, fuck that thing.
Yeah, no, it's taller than a human, and it's made of humans, multiple humans.
Yeah, I don't like it, and if it starts talking, I'm going to be very upset.
It knows everything Lockwood knows, and so yeah,
better than Tekali Lee.
Yep. So let's see here. New round, Fisher. You just empty. You've fired 3 bursts now into that thing. What are you gonna do? Fire one more burst into the arm.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Dun, 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 dun. You fired 4 bursts now, so good job. Finch, what are you gonna do?
Unjam my gun.
All right.
Pointing it away from Fisher, I might add.
All right, you clear the round. Good job. You remember your firearms training. Let's see here. Felix, do you have any skills to assist the panicked scientists as they're desperate?
I do. I have demolitions. The other thing, though, is I'm going to say, do you have radio? I'm like, do you guys have radio or email communications with the rest of the bunker?
There's walkie-talkies in the PA system. There's no email.
I'll grab a walkie-talkie if there's one handy.
Yeah.
Michael, come in. Michael. I'm looking for the IT guy.
Yeah. All right, you're doing that. Are you doing that while you're looking for demolition stuff?
If I can, yeah.
Yeah, you can. So yeah, you find a bunch of chemicals that'd be really explosive, really good to make a bomb with. You got a 2 on your demolitions check, so you just need to put them together, and hit craft bomb. But yeah, so new round, Fisher, you machine gun both of them pretty well. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna machine gun Lockwood one last time, then reload. I really don't like Lockwood.
I don't want to. Yeah, all right, that's fair.
Fuck that guy in particular.
All right, Finch, what about you?
I am gonna keep my gun aimed at Lockwood's arm in case it comes back up. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna keep an eye out behind me.
All right.
On the other stairwell.
You guys are so lucky that I'm not like, you guys need to see this.
Thank you for not making me see it. I've already seen a severed head today. That was more than I needed.
Holy crap, this is awesome. You guys should take a look.
Yeah, that would be the RPPR crew. So, Felix. All right. So you take Overwatch essentially, Finch.
Yep.
Around. Felix, your walkie-talkie is like Michael has resigned. Everyone is resigning. If he was the wave of the future, he could have fixed everything. You're stomping on the work of a visionary.
Why don't you come down here and show me?
Don't worry.
Why don't you come down here and show me what the work of a visionary looks like?
Oh no, I'll show you right now.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
The power goes out.
Yep. Your battery-powered emergency lights.
Battery-powered emergency lights. Yeah. Fucking power to keep the refrigeration shit working. No.
Shit.
So, yep. So you know what level he's on? He's on level 8 because he just shut the generator down. So new round. I assume for the sake of expediency, you all have flashlights too.
Fisher has night vision goggles.
Okay.
Nice.
Well, he hasn't had them on because you've had lights so far, so
Right.
you can spend this round putting them on if you wanted to.
Right.
I got a hollow sight and I have a tactical light. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So you can flip that on. So yeah, Fisher, you can put your night vision goggles and head somewhere if you want to. Where do you want to go? Or do you just want to stay your position? I'll say that the generator's in level 8, and if someone shut them out, they're out on level 8.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my night vision goggles on and start heading to level 8.
All right. You run real fast, or you get up pretty close. And you can then next round choose to rather run all the way and get within sight of it, or you can sneak the rest of the way. So we'll deal with that next round. Finch, you have your tactical light on. Are you staying nearby, or are you going to do a thing?
I'm gonna stay nearby in case Lockwood decides to get back up.
Okay, so you got your flashlight on Lockwood's remains. Are you just flicking between his arm and Lockwood, essentially?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh god, that's wonderfully creepy.
Yep. Yeah, you're not doing well. Let's see here. And then Felix, do you want to craft a bomb?
I do. A question to the scientists while I'm doing it, or if I've noticed, are the coolant tanks exposed over the glass case?
No, they can move them in front of it though.
Yes, please. So I'll say get those in front of it.
Yeah.
In case we need to freeze it
Yeah.
in a bad way. And I will hit craft bomb.
All right.
And hope I live.
Let's see.
I hope you live too.
What's your demolitions at?
50.
50. Okay.
60, wait, hold on. Yeah, 50.
All right. It's not going well because it's you're using a flashlight and you're panicking and you're real nervous, so you're spilling shit onto you, onto yourself, and things like that. So yeah, you can next round you can choose to double down or take a more slow, cautious route. We'll deal with that. First off, Fisher, do you want to run up and get within sight of the generators, or do you want to sneak?
I want to sneak.
Sneak. What's your stealth at?
70.
70 exactly. Holy shit. And they rolled a failure. All right. So you're sneaking. What's your alertness at?
My alertness is also 70.
All right. You're alert. Well, you can't hear them. And you don't see him with your night vision goggles, but you're not totally within sight of the what do you call it? You're not inside the generators. Yeah, the generator room yet. So there's that. Finch, what's your alertness at?
70.
Yeah, something moved.
Felix, you might want to hurry it up.
All right, Felix. Do you
I'm
want
gonna start backing up.
All right, so basically, you can either contaminate yourself with a bunch of shit, and if you get so much of a spark on you, you'll go up too, or you can
immolate.
Yeah, obviously you can set a basically a fuse on this, so you don't normally blow up, but or you can be slow and take more time.
Okay. I would like to take it slow.
Okay.
But while I am doing that, Have the scientists pushed the tanks of coolant in front of the glass case?
They're still doing it. I mean, it's only been around.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to set my silenced pistol down beside me as I work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take a breath and center myself and do what I have to do.
Okay, you'll get a roll next round. But you're just a working, and they're it's a montage kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm definitely putting myself at risk.
Oh god, it just blinked. Shut up and keep moving these fucking coolant tanks. Oh god, oh god, oh god.
I'm drowning all that out.
Yeah.
I am whistling Michael Jackson's "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough"
All right.
to distract myself while I work.
All right.
Oh my god, that's brilliant.
Oh, I hope you live through this.
I hope we all live through this.
Well, that's yet to be seen. So Fisher, you are hunting Frank, who is hunting, well, everyone. So that's a stealth check at first, I assume. So that's well, you make a noise. Let's see if he heard it. Let's see if you hear him sneaking up on you. So things. Let's see here. He makes a stealth check. Oh, let's see. He critically fails on his. All right. So basically, you both heard each other. And you realize you're both at opposite ends of the same corridor. So you can go on the offense and take a shot at him as he's duck in. Basically leave yourself exposed if he survives and opens fire on you, or you can take cover and then wait for him to approach you.
Go on the offense, take a shot at him. Let's kill him.
All right. I assume another burst.
Yep.
All right. So you got a 72 out of 80 because you have night vision goggles, no penalty. He hasn't acted yet, so he is going to try and dodge because he heard you coming. He has a dodge of 30. So he cannot make it because he did not roll a critical success. So let's see how that lethality damage works. That is an 8 plus a 5, 85. So that's 13 damage, which is enough to knock him down. He is bleeding out. So good job.
Yay!
Night vision goggles and a machine gun gives you an advantage over the guy with no night vision goggles and a civilian AR-15.
I feel accomplished.
Good job.
Man, you've been tearing people up today.
Yep. Finch, the knee, Lockwood draws his knee up.
Oh, no, you don't. I'm putting one in him.
Okay. With the 75, pew, it misses.
Shit.
Yep.
Shit. He's getting up. Shit.
All right. So Felix, you hear that. The scientists hear that too, and they're just like, fuck. Now you get another demolitions check. Nope, you still get shit all over you. Well, do you not want to get shit on you, or do you want the bomb to work?
Fuck it. I want the bomb to work.
All right. Yeah, you're soaked in flammable liquids. Labs are full of them. Choose your pick about which one.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. I'll be a very pretty candle.
Yeah. You better not fire your gun, is what you're thinking.
Yeah, that's actually it's funny you should mention that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but the bomb will work. Basically, you get to the edge of it's a trail of liquid. You can get one of the scientists to light it, and then you just get the fuck out of the lab.
And I will.
Yeah. So yeah.
Are those tanks nitrogen?
Some of them are. Yeah, we'll say.
Okay. All right. So ideally, if I have the option, I would like to have given us enough time to get like several floors up, as long as we're moving quickly.
Well, you failed your skill check, so you don't know how well that's going to work.
Okay, well, I guess we'll find out.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, I'll turn. They probably have like hand torches or whatever.
They have
in the lab.
Yeah.
Okay, I will. I'll get one of them to grab the torch. I'll say, when I give the word, light the trail, and everybody be prepared to run.
Okay. All right. So Finch, I'll give you another round to shoot the thing. You do put a bullet in him as he rises up to his chest. He sits up, and he kind of shudders. But his flesh is no longer looking human as much. There's eyes on his cheek that look at you and blink. Yeah, no, it's not going well for him. But don't worry, he's making changes. He's upgrading.
Oh God.
Yeah, no. You lose one more sand from seeing that, but you're just firing away, and
backing up.
Yep. I'm sorry, Felix. What was your athletics?
Mine is 50, 60, I think.
60. 60. All right.
Yeah, 60.
All right, you got a 56. So guess what? You don't ignite. So yeah, it goes up pretty much by the time you get to the level 11. So you're just all Finch. You're running.
I'll grab Finch on the way by if I have to.
I know. You're all running as the level 12 just catches on fire, and you hear an explosion shake. Fisher, you've just shot Frank, the last of the guards. You look down the stairwell, you see the Lockwood thing getting up, but then there's an explosion. You don't know where the others are. Are you gonna just try to get out, or are you going to look for them?
I'm gonna look for them.
All right, what's your alertness?
My alertness is 70.
All right, with that, you figure out where they are. At this point, I assume everyone's just getting out, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, you have the 3 hostages.
Oh yes.
You have the 3 hostages. You get out. The vault door is open. So
Yay!
the 5 of you are out. You hope. What do you do now? You're outside.
Burner phone.
Yeah.
Put in a call to Metrano.
Mm-hmm.
Tell Metrano that the bunker has become the site of an environmental disaster due to an electrical failure.
Okay.
Which is technically true. And suggest that Coral Nomad be scrambled to, I don't know, remove the friendlies and the agents from the scene.
All right.
Before local authorities arrive.
All right. Go to this site. We'll have that. Is there an ongoing vector at the site?
I'll say explosives and incendiaries used on the vector. It's 12 stories underground. Someone's going to have to confirm.
All right. Unconfirmed kill. All right.
Suspected kill, but unconfirmed.
All right.
Roy's not even going for suspected
Better
kill.
kill just to make sure.
No.
I set everything on fire and left. That's best I can do.
You're my kind of guy, Felix.
All right. So, yeah, you all get to an airport. You rescued the
Thanks,
hostages. You did not get confirmed kill on the vector. So that's another team. That's not for you to worry about.
Nope.
But you survived. Hey, good job.
Hey, 3 for 3.
3 for 3.
3 went in, 3 came out, 5 came out.
Yeah. Well,
should be
technically
6.
6. Yes, there were 3 hostages.
Oh, that is one thing though. So, does DG scramble a team to pick up the friendlies?
Yeah. No, you all are picked up by Coral Nomad.
Okay. And I will make a point of mentioning to Metrano that the friendlies need to be checked for contamination as well.
Yeah, they will.
I figured they would, but it's always good to remind people.
So are you. You're also
Oh yeah, that's fine.
given very thorough physical examinations. And yeah, so yeah, I watched Oat Studio. They made a short film called Zygote. And guess what I was inspired by?
No, it was good.
Yeah, so yeah, that was the idea behind it. Also, I wanted to have a hostage rescue. So instead of a standard thing, because Delta Green scenarios typically aren't hostage rescue missions, so I kind of wanted to try that out. So yeah, question, comments, suggestions. You guys have fun?
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
That was a good time.
All around.
Yeah, in the first play test, I gave the players access to a SWAT team that were not Delta Green clear, but were just units with guns, and I had all of them basically killed by the monster. But they had access to more thermite grenades, so they managed to blow the hell out of the vault even more so. So yeah, that was fun. And the players shot Michael, the IT guy, in the knee, which caused him to pass out. Like they also kicked in the door and then just shot him in the knee as he started running away.
That's mean. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Oh wow! Is this recorded? Are we going to get to hear that?
It was recorded. It was recorded at a game store. I don't know if how the audio is.
We're still live. We're still live.
Yeah. Yeah. We're still live.
No, I'm at the game store one though. The shot to the knee one.
Yeah, it was a
He used to be an IT guy.
Yeah. Poor Michael. He never makes it out. So
Hey, he made it out of this one.
yeah. Not many of them. So yeah, I'm glad you guys like it. So with that, we'll talk to you guys later.
All right.
Absolutely.